buttons before I could actually.
You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation Collecting. Come on, won't you stay with me? Welcome to the show. Gather round the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Gonna talk to guests, only got the best. Gonna put their knowledge to the test. Gonna laugh and eat, gonna disagree. Gonna show you things you've never seen. Gonna sing the song, gonna break the song. Gonna run this party all night long. So come on everybody, let me see you dance. Get yourself ready, you got one more chance. You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation Collecting. Come on, won't you stay with me? Welcome to the show. Gather round the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Yo.
Welcome to the show, guys. It's the PlayStation Collectors Podcast, Season 4, Episode 36. Are we on 36, I believe? Something like that? I think so. My name's Joe Red, and joining me, as always, is my co-host, Figsy. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
And our special guest this evening, the one, the only, Mr. Retro Wolf. How you doing, man?
What's up? Thank you for having me, gentlemen.
Heck yeah, dude. Sorry if the show didn't start on time. I'm going to blame StreamYards this time because it was giving me errors. Even though that's not entirely true why we were late. That's mostly why we were late. So I'm going to leave it on that. But yeah, we're here.
Generally, when you said we start at 1, I just assumed the show was like scheduled for 1:15.
No, we're trying to start on time. We're trying to be responsible grown-ups here. No, we never start on time. I feel bad. But I feel like our audience. We had a microphone explosion. Everybody good? Everybody die?
Yeah.
Earthquake. Anyway, I think our audience knows we never start on time. Is my point. So, but yeah, today's special topic. We're going to talk about small things that you're holding in your hand. Game Boys. That's right. That's what we're going to talk about. We're talking about Game Boys and handhelds. Let's do it, boys. But before we get into all that, why don't you introduce yourself and kind of tell everybody who you are and what you do, Mr. Retro Wolf?
Yeah, man. My name's Matt Retro Wolf on YouTube. I've been doing YouTube for 6 years now. Over 6 years since January 2019. Started off doing a lot of in-studio content reviews and list videos and hidden gem videos and that sort of stuff. Not really what I wanted to do with YouTube. Eventually, I transitioned into doing what I wanted to do with YouTube, which is more hunting content, game room tours, collection tours, game store tours, and other unique video ideas that I can come up with. That was kind of where my passion truly lies. And my whole shtick right now is I'm going for a complete GameCube collection for the second time. This time for cheaper and more complete. So I've got 20 games left to get for a full set.
That's insane, man. So you've already built that collection once?
I did, but it wasn't complete in box. I had every game. Like I'd say probably like 80% were complete, about 5% loose, probably about 15% no manual. This time getting everything CIB, and I'm trying to stay under 50% market value in terms of what I spend overall. And so far I'm at
that's tough.
I'm at like 45% so far, and I only have 20 games left. So
I think I'm gonna do it. That you only got 20 left. Nice,
yeah.
Man.
Yeah. And it's, man, the struggle is real. Finding these last 20 games is proving to be an extreme challenge because I'm trying to get them all on camera in the wild. You know, I'm trying to avoid buying them on eBay. I could go on eBay and buy the 20 games, but where's the fun in that? People don't want to see that, you know?
Yeah.
eBay's only fun when you snipe that auction at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And you get it, and like there's some other guy who you like overbid him, and you can feel him seething at his house at 3 a.m.
Yes.
At the same time. That's hype. That's eBay hype. But that's a rare thing.
Absolutely.
But there's another one that you get, and Retro Wolf, you were just saying that you can go on eBay and buy all those 20 games. There's always games that you can't buy on eBay, and when those ones show up, I get just as excited because it's like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, this hasn't been on eBay for 2 years, and someone just listed it with the wrong title.
Yeah.
That is true. I actually have a game sort of like that. It's not 2 years or nothing, but you remember I've been talking shit about a game that I'm trying to get, and it's been really hard to find. I finally got it, so we can. I'll talk about that later. We took a week off last week. Sorry about that, guys. Our guest canceled, and I'm too lazy to pivot and come up with something new. So it's just like, but I have like 2 weeks worth of
Yo,
pickups.
man, I'm like, I got no pickups.
Oh, thank you.
I did like 5 streams last week, so
Okay, good. No offense. Like
Yeah.
honestly, like we don't have time for all the pickups. I'd have to split this up over 2 weeks or something. It's that bad. But yeah. So I remember you. Are you going for like just a full Black Label set? Are you going to be doing like the Player's Choice or whatever? What's the greatest hits for you?
Yeah, so I'm initially I'm going for a full Black Label set, but I'm a psycho, so of course I'm going to go for a full Player's Choice set as well. Why not? Why not?
No, you fit in here fine. You're not psycho. You're in the right place. This is like a logical question to me. Like, I mean, are you going to do all the variants after?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it all, dude. I'm even kicking around the idea of trying to go for a complete Japanese and PAL set too. At some point. At some point.
Ooh, that's serious next level. Once
Dude,
you
I have
start
this
doing that.
I have this dream idea where I want to do a 2-week trip to Japan, right? And I want to go to Japan. I want to buy an empty suitcase while there. And the goal would be to fill the entire suitcase up with Japanese GameCube games to bring home and turn that into a video. That would be freaking epic.
That would be awesome.
I started doing that goal for the PS3. I did PAL, and then I got all the North American exclusives, which was crazy in itself because it was like getting people to buy 100 sports games and send it to me.
Yeah.
So I just paid how much for what? I stopped before I completed Japan. It was just getting out of control. And then I considered like, oh, do I do like a full PAL set, a full North American set? I'm glad I never got to that point.
The real question is, how many sets of bongos are you going to buy?
Dude, I have 2 in the box. You can actually
You have to have more than one.
you can kind of see one of them up right there where my finger is. There's one.
Nice.
And then the other one is in the in the corner right here.
Yeah, I've never found them boxed, but I've got them a few times, and honestly, that's like one of the funnest games. I love that game on the GameCube, but I'm kind of partial to rhythm games in general. So
yeah,
it might not be everybody's cup of tea, but yeah, I've always enjoyed the musics, and so I like rhythm games because it like stimulates both things. Yeah, some people don't understand the thrill of playing like super expert hard on Hakuni Mitsu and being like, it's like another level. People,
dude,
like, it's insane.
So I'll tell you this, man. On the Oculus VR headset, playing Beat Saber, right?
Hell yeah!
I went down a rabbit hole. Dude, yeah, I went down a rabbit hole where I tried to learn as many of the songs as I could on the highest difficulty. And basically what I had to do is I had to go on practice mode, start at 50% speed, master it at 50% speed, bump it up to 55%, master it at 55%, do that a little bit at a time. And dude, what's crazy is your muscle memory. When you do that, your muscle memory kicks in and you can do the freaking song at the hardest difficulty at 100% speed, and you feel like a badass. You look like a dumbass to other people watching.
In real life,
but,
not as cool as you think.
But you feel like a dude. You feel like a ninja. It's freaking awesome. I love it.
Oh yeah, I went on a huge Beat Saber addiction for like 2 years. I started off on the PS. Oh man, I started off on the PSVR 2, and I broke 5 of them or something. 4 or 5 of them stopped working. I descended back to the place like 4 or 5 times because all I was using it for was Beat Saber, and it's kept like the gyro inside of it would screw up and the cameras would be all messed up. And so I finally was like, screw this, and so I ended up getting a Quest, and that was like that was it because you could actually mod it at that point, and then. That was the end of that because the game gets super boring after a while once you play just the same songs. Well, they do release new content, but once you can mod it and it's just like 1,000 songs, it's over. It's just like it's so much fun.
New game.
Yeah, I'd love it. It's good exercise too. If you're like
Yeah.
an old fat guy like me, it's like I'm like sweating and shit. Like I'm like, this is pretty good. This is more than I would have normally done. So, highly recommend that game.
Mm-hmm. It's great.
Have you guys ever tried the game that's really popular in the arcades right now? I can't remember. It's the one where people like do the circle things, and I'll Google it and come up with the name of it. But it's super popular in places like China and Japan and stuff.
I mean, I might have heard of it, but I'm not positive. There's lots of games where you do like the wax on, wax off moves.
Someone in chat might know it.
So don't show it to me because I'm gonna have to order this damn thing from freaking Japan.
I watched a YouTube video on it, and the machines are like $20,000.
Woo.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Nope.
I am like strongly considering buying the full sized Hatsune Miku thing they have in Japan. Though. It's like $500-$600.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. But it's not like
Hatsune Miku, yeah.
No, it's not. That's the thing you're talking about. Isn't Hatsune Miku's like pads, and then you have like a slider.
Yeah.
So I have like the little ones already. So they have like little mini ones you can get for like $50 to $100. Those are fine. You can play the game and have a great time. And then they have like an actual big one, and it's not like a full on arcade machine. It's just the pad, the game pad. And you can use it on your PS4. I don't think it works on PS5. But yeah. So what I wanted to do was like just buy that piece, set up a monitor, and then I have like 4 PS4s I don't use anymore. I'll just hook up one and just set up a Hatsune Miku machine. But like, I don't know if my girlfriend loves that idea as much as me, because it would be like in the living room.
Yeah.
I'd be playing it.
They're not small.
Wake up at like 6 a.m. Like, what are you doing?
After going to bed at 4 a.m.
But yeah, let's get on to our main topic. So yeah, we talk about a lot of different types of collections, and a lot of people obviously think that all we talk about is PlayStation, but that's not true. And like, I do collect other things, and I do collect a lot of handheld stuff in particular. And we're gonna start off talking about the Game Boy.
I just found the name of that thing. It's called My.
What is it?
My.
My.
Yeah, and if you haven't heard of it, go on YouTube and look up videos, because people like have dedicated their life to this thing.
How you spell it?
MAI.
We're not talking about handhelds anymore. Actually, this show is going to be rhythm games. I hope you're cool with that. MAI. Wow, I got some strange first results here.
Watching the best players in the world is one of the craziest things you can do. It's absolutely insane.
Oh wow, this does look kind of crazy.
This looks like Joe Rad's game.
My game.
It gets to the point where people go into arcades when they open and they leave at like 4 a.m. when they shut because they've been kicked off the machines.
Damn.
See if I can pull it up here. Disappearing. All right, that was screwing with me. All right, here we check it. Let's check it out. Should we put the audio on? You think we'll get a?
No, leave it off. We'll get in trouble. All the other episodes I've had to like edit out.
Basically, how to make it and with a crazy gamepad.
That looks interesting.
Yeah, it's called the washing machine game because.
Oh, dude, I would. This would be cracked big time.
I'm surprised you haven't heard of it, Joe.
I mean, if it's not available to play over here, I mean, I'm not like that into the old the rhythm game scene that I would do that. I'm not like searching out.
I don't know if they're in America, but they're in Australia and a few places.
I'm sure there's some around here, but that's what I should keep an eye out and see who has one, and maybe try to get it from them when they want to get rid of it or something. I do love that shit, dude.
Speaking of Australia, Figsy, I got to ask you, have you ever encountered one of those freaking huntsman spiders?
Yeah,
Dude.
they're harmless.
Yeah,
I
they
like
might
the
be,
spiders because the spiders eat all the flies. So I
dude.
like the spiders.
They might be harmless, but they get freaking huge, dude.
So there's bigger spider species.
Yeah.
Back when I lived up in the rainforest, we had this species called the golden orb spider, and it would eat like baby birds and stuff. It was big, and its webs would be, like 20 meters, but it would be, in the rainforest. So you look up at the canopy and you just see this massive spider web.
Wow.
But it's harmless.
When did you live in the rainforest?
I grew
Are
up
you an
there when I
Ewok
was
or
at school.
something? What the fuck?
Yeah, I went to when I was at school. I went to live in the rainforest. It was amazing.
Wow.
Like cassowaries come to the door and beautiful birds, and I took it for granted because I was a kid.
That sounds dope, dude.
Yeah, it was fun. No internet. Played a lot of Game Boy.
Good segue.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so the Game Boy was like pretty much for me like the first handheld I ever owned. I can think, other than like Tiger handhelds, but I barely count those as games. Like honestly, they were just like,
I got a whole case full of them right here.
those all Tiger handhelds. That's cool.
This shelf right here, there's about 40 of them in there.
So there's there's probably like 2 or 3 I would like just from nostalgia from my childhood for sure.
Yeah.
But like I said, they were good, but they're not like, I don't even know. Like the technology wasn't even like an actual video game. It was like screens upon screens and some lights and stuff like that. It was like a step above those little games where you had like the water and you'd shoot the little ball things up and try to get them on the hooks or something. You know what I mean? It was like,
those might be more fun, actually.
those things were fun, man.
You're talking about the things that like it would be in the shape of a Game Boy and it would have Tetris on it, and that's it, right? Or it would have another game and that's it. Are these the things you're talking about? Like I did own one, but I was like a little kid, like 4 years old, so I can't remember it, and I never went back and tried to replicate it.
So like the Tiger games, they'd be like, they'd have like different like images.
Yeah.
And you
Okay,
can like they'd be like 3 or 4 different positions for the character, and there'd be like a couple enemies and some bullets or something you'd have to dodge and stuff. They're fun. I mean, I had a good time. I used to like I really liked the Batman one. I remember I had that one. That was really
Got
dope.
those in there.
I had the Wizards and Warriors one. That one was dope.
I've got that one in there too.
And then what was the other one I had? Ninja Gaiden, I think maybe.
I've got that one in there too. It's a weird rabbit hole of collecting I went down, man.
Well, that's fun. I mean, I'm afraid to ask. Are they like ridiculously expensive now, or?
Only a few of them are. Most of them range from $20 to $30. Some are even cheaper than that, but there's a few that get into the hundreds, even loose. Now, if you get them sealed in the packaging, that's when they get really high up there for sure.
I believe
Makes
it.
sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I first started off with in the old days, in the 80s. I had those. And then I remember getting the Game Boy. And I got, obviously, Tetris. And then I got Mario Super Coin, the first Mario game that came out with. What's it called? Super Mario Land, the coins or some shit like that.
Super Mario Land, and then there was Super Mario Land 2, the 6 golden coins.
Yep. And those are the first 2 games I had. And I played the ever-living crap out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember we used to go to my grandmother's house, and I hated it because on the way home, it'd always be too damn dark to play it on the car ride home. And that was like my first thing. So I remember I made my dad go out and get me he got me the light thing for it. And so I had like this contraption that went on it, and it had like a magnifying glass and like a light. And I thought that was a super game changer, because then I could play specifically on that. That was like, the main concern for me owning it. What were your guys like first games? Obviously, other than Tetris.
I first didn't have a Game Boy. It was actually a Game Boy Color.
Nice.
And I was with my little brother as well, so we were sharing it. And when we bought the Game Boy, it must have had a few games with it. We had Pokemon Yellow, Blue, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. There was DuckTales, which I remember never finishing DuckTales as a kid and finishing it later as an adult, but playing it like 100 times. And I generally struggle to think of one outside of that. I later got my own Game Boy Color, so we weren't sharing one. I got a trade cord, and I remember taking this thing to school and like trading it with everyone. And I took it on holidays when I was a kid and traded it with some kid on holidays. And I got a Celebi on my Pokemon Gold, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world, which is probably like a hacked Pokemon back then. Yeah, it was just such a good time. Game Boy was good.
What about you, Matt?
Dude, I had a lot, and I actually got a couple of funny stories to tell. But as far as like the games, Super Mario Land 1 and 2, Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, Gold, Silver, Pokemon trading card game, Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons.
So that was the
Tetris
thing that
games.
surprises me now that I think about it as an adult. Is I never played those Zelda games.
Dude, Oracle of
I'm,
Seasons,
shocked. Like,
they're
I was like, how did I
amazing.
not beg for those?
And here's the thing that some people don't even realize this: Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages, they weren't even developed by Nintendo; they were actually developed by Capcom.
That's kind of cool.
Nice.
Yeah, yep.
I've heard a lot of people ask for those as like a little remake, like they did with Link's Awakening.
Yeah, that would be badass. They're great. They're great games. Capcom knocked it out of the park. So let me tell a couple of quick funny stories. So when I was a kid, I had really bad luck with my Game Boys. So I owned 2 different Game Boys as a kid. The original Game Boy, not the color. The first Game Boy I owned, I had several games for it, and me and my mom, we went on a trip to Michigan or something because my mom had family that lived up in Michigan. So of course I brought my Game Boy with me with all my games. She rented a car to drive to Michigan. And when we got back, she had to drop the rental off, obviously, and get her vehicle. And we got in her vehicle, started going home, and I realized I left my Game Boy and all my games in the rental car. And so
That's
obviously,
literally my worst nightmare as a kid.
dude, it was awful. So obviously,
I would have a panic attack. I would.
oh yeah, dude, I started freaking out, obviously, because I was like, I don't know, I was like 7, 8 years old, something like that, maybe younger. So I started freaking out. Dude, she wouldn't turn around to go back to the rental place to see if she could get my Game Boy. She was like, too bad. So there was that. And then the second time I lost my Game Boy and all my games was actually my fault. So elementary school, back in the day, I don't know how it works now, but back in the day, your parents had to give you your lunch money, and you take your lunch money, and or you get put on a program where it's paid for you, whatever. So my mom would give me lunch money to bring to school every day to pay for my lunch. And instead of using the lunch money to pay for my lunch, I would use it to buy ice cream out of the ice cream machine. And the school would still give me lunch because they're not going to let me not eat. So they just charge
win-win.
Exactly. So they just charge it to an account. I didn't realize this.
This is how you started hustling even back then. This is
dude,
why
I was so I'm using my lunch money to buy ice cream. I'm still eating lunch. A couple months go by, my mom gets a bill from the school for like $200 or something crazy like that.
Oh shit.
And so she obviously got really pissed. She found out what I was doing, and she made me sell my Game Boy and all my games so that she could get her money back. And here's the kicker. I had to sell it to a fellow classmate. So I'm going back to school, and this fucker has my Game Boy and all my games, and he's just playing it right in front of me, man. Just
That's
right
cool.
in front of me.
It's cold.
Yeah. But no, I was a little entrepreneur in elementary school. In second grade, I found let's just say a really nasty magazine of the adult variety under my brother's bed. And so I took it to school. It happens. It happens. So I took it to school. Kids. Oh yeah, they don't need magazines anymore. So I took it to school.
They just get cell phones when they're 6.
Exactly.
They can just watch hardcore, whatever they want. It's great.
So I took it to
you
school.
over 18? Yes.
So I took it to school, and I started. And by the way, this is a really particularly nasty adult magazine. Okay, it's not a normal.
So this is like a 70s one or something like that.
Dude,
this is like Beaver magazine or something.
I'm not even. It was pretty
worse than Hustler. because Hustler was pretty nasty back then.
Yeah, it was worse. My brother was weird. So, anyways, I take it to
Speaking of
school and I start.
collections, I'm going to show off. No.
So I start cutting. So I cut pictures out of it, right? And I start selling the pictures to kids in my class for like 25 cents a picture. And
That's
so I'm making tons of money. And the next day, I get called to the principal's office. My mom gets called in by the principal, and she finds out about it because obviously one of the kids got caught with it, and their parents freaked the hell out. And so I got in trouble. But here's what I did. I told my mom that my brother snuck it in my backpack, and he forced me to sell the pictures for him.
I was an unwilling participant. I didn't want to look at those naughty things.
Dude, I was in second grade, man. What is wrong with me?
Mom, I swear, he forced me to do it. I didn't even know what they were.
So, anyways, I was a little entrepreneur, man. What can I say?
I love it.
So I remember when I was older than second grade. This is probably like 7th grade, 8th grade, something like that. I went over to this kid's house, and I remember specifically that was the first time I ever played Sim City on the SNES. I remember we played that like all night. But then like at one point he's like, "Hey, let me show you something." We went out in the garage, and he took me up on like this up, this is like up to the top of the garage, and the thing in the back, and the thing below, and his dad had a box of dirty magazines. And, I was thrilled, obviously. This was a big thing. But like you said, these were like not your normal magazines. These were like horrible things in there with people doing horrible things to each other. It was like shocking. And I remember being like, yeah, actually, I'm not into this one. Actually, well, let's go play Sim City. This is what the fuck. Like, this is at this point in my life, he'd be like, "Hey, it would be so cool to kiss a girl." I'm like freaking a nerd. Like a little. And then I'm watching people pee on each other and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't even know this was a thing.
Yeah,
I was just like, I'm out of here, boys. I remember that was like a funny thing, man. I didn't take none.
I got a similar story, Retro Wolf, but it's not about dirty magazines. It's about Game Boys. I went to a friend's house in like year 4 or 5, and I was always really careful with my stuff. Like I've still owned most of my childhood stuff because I'd look after it. And anyway, I took my Game Boy over there and I was looking after it, and I must have put it down next to me when I went to bed. And I woke up in the morning and someone stood on it, and the screen was gone. And it was like the most heartbreaking thing. Never got a replacement for that because I had the PlayStation at the time, so that was kind of just, well, you just play the PlayStation now. You just don't have a Game Boy anymore. But I've since rebought that Game Boy as an adult. So yeah, it's cool to get it back.
So here's the crazy thing, right? We live in an era where the Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance have made a resurgence, and you have companies putting out brand new Game Boys like the Mod Retro Chromatic, which I can talk all about if you want me to. And not only that, but dude, you've got companies putting out brand new physical Game Boy and Game Boy Color games that are indie games that are developed in the style of Game Boy Color games that are very high quality games. And I'm happy to highlight some of these because I've got quite a few of them because it's a rabbit hole that I've started to go down. But we're in like a renaissance of Game Boy Color because GB Studio is the software program that most indie developers use to develop new Game Boy Color games, and it's fantastic software. So we're living in an era where not only is it really popular to develop for the Game Boy and Game Boy Color, but also we have tons of talented people out there that are working on brand new, really awesome games like Dragon M, as an example, which I've been playing, which was published by Mod Retro Chromatic, and it's basically the Legend of Zelda meets the battle system of Pokemon.
That's literally what it looks like if you have those two pictures on the back.
Yeah,
Zelda and Pokemon.
Yeah, it's amazing, dude. It's a fantastic game. And so we're in like a new era.
Do those work in regular Game Boys too?
Oh yeah. So all these are all physical cartridges. They work in original hardware.
That's really cool. Because I wasn't sure about that at first, because I know sometimes those chromatics, like they're getting kind of hard to come by, aren't they? Selling out like a lot of them.
Well, they sold out on the website. There's GameStops still have them. This is the GameStop edition. I actually have a second chromatic that's one of the colored, the yellow one from their website. But yeah, all the first edition of all the different colors on their website sold out. So now all you can get is the GameStop edition, unless you go on eBay, and you'll probably be paying.
Well,
yeah,
you know, we don't want to even know what those are going for.
I got a question about it. Does it play region free?
yeah,
Or are
oh
they
yeah,
region
yeah,
locked?
yeah. The chromatic is region free. It'll play
Okay, that's cool.
all the original Game Boy Color games, all the carts, and as well as all the, you know, brand new physical Game Boy Color games.
Dude, I love this trend. I hope that this is a thing that we start seeing for everything. I want to see new freaking Game Gears. I want to see new PSPs. I want to see new everything. I want new consoles, to be honest with you. I want them to come out with PS1 HDMIs and PS2 HDMIs.
To answer PNX, here's an example of one of the cartridges. This is the cartridge for Dragon M. It's yellow and it's got like sparkles on it. You can probably see there. So it's pretty sick.
That is awesome, dude.
But yeah, this is a fantastic handheld, man. In my opinion, this is the best way to play physical Game Boy and Game Boy Color games, hands down.
Well, yeah, I remember the guy that made that. Like gosh, what did he do before? I can't remember.
He made the Oculus, the original Oculus.
That's what he did. Yeah, and he and then like this for him was just like a lifelong passion project.
Yeah,
and he wanted to make like the ultimate, you know, Game Boy experience. And supposedly, the screen on that is like absolutely perfect for like Game Boy Color games. Like
it's unreal, dude. It's the best looking screen I've ever seen. Obviously on camera you're not really going to be able to, you know, see it in its true glory, but I'll just kind of hold it up to the camera here. You know, it's not, it looks way better in person.
Even on camera it looks great.
But it's so it is a pixel perfect 1-for-1 resolution match to the original Game Boy Color screen, the exact pixel resolution. So the games are going to look exactly how they're meant to look, as the original developers intended. And it is, of course, a backlit IPS screen. It's the only screen on the market that's a pixel perfect replica of the original Game Boy Color screen. And the glass protector over the screen is a sapphire crystal glass, and sapphire crystal is used for premium electronics like, you know, Apple Watches. It is a glass that is damn near impossible to scratch. You
buy watches of that glass because it's almost scratch proof. So
yeah, it's almost scratch proof. It's unreal. And then the shell is a magnesium alloy metal shell. So you can drop this shell, and I mean, if you drop it on something hard, obviously you're going to chip the paint, but you're not going to crack or chip the shell itself because it's metal. It's literally metal. So yeah, man, it's just fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
And then it has does it have a rechargeable battery? I'm assuming instead of
they wanted it to be future. They wanted it to be future proof, so it does take AA's. However, they are also making a rechargeable lithium ion, a USB-C rechargeable battery pack that you can put in it. But they wanted it to be future proof, so that's why they decided to make it work with AA batteries. Because
I'm annoyed when they don't. You can't replace the battery, and you can't. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, like you said, that's like a built-in death sentence for a device.
Yeah, then that was their thinking. And also, you know, obviously the D-pad is very important for people, right? You want a D-pad that feels amazing. This is one of the best D-pads on a handheld that I've ever used. It's incredible. The buttons, the D-pad, everything is just top-notch quality. I mean, that was the goal of the guy that started the company. His goal was to make the best Game Boy Color. That was his goal, to make the best Game Boy Color on the market. And in my opinion, he achieved that.
That's cool. And I'm sure they have plans to release more at some point.
Yeah, there's they kind of teased a Game Boy Advance. In one frame of a video. They put out like a Christmas video about the chromatic that was filmed and edited like the 90s. And there's one frame of the video where you can see a poster on the wall that clearly has mock-ups of a Game Boy Advance that they're working on. So
it does have a backlit screen, right?
It does, yeah. IPS backlit screen. Yep. and it's beautiful. And Marcello GameCube Galaxy in the chat, he has one as well, so he can back me up on everything I'm saying. He feels the same about the device. As a matter of fact, I'm the one that talked him into buying one.
What's up, Dad's Gamer?
What does something like that cost, Retro?
The Chromatic is $200.
Not cheap.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if you were to try to mod a Game Boy in the exact same way with a metal shell, you can't even get the screen. Yeah, they're going to sell the screen separately for modders, by the way, which is awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, if you were to try to mod something similar to this, it's probably going to cost you over $200 to try to mod one yourself.
Yeah, exactly. It's all there. It's ready to go.
Yep.
So what are you want to show off some of those other games?
Oh yeah. So here's the cool thing about Mod Retro, the company. Not only did they make this device, but they're also publishing brand new games. So far, they've published 10 total. 6 have been shipped out. 4 more are getting ready to ship out if you've pre-ordered them. So here's the 6 games that they've released so far. Obviously, Dragon M I talked about already.
Love the cases too.
The front cover for this one is pretty badass. Check out that artwork. This is Traumatarium.
Traumatarium.
Yeah,
That's
so
great.
this plays like those old school kind of first person dungeon crawlers, where you can go, straight, back, left, right, and then those kind of old school dungeon crawlers. And then you have Tales of Monsterland DX, which is kind of a spiritual successor to Wonder Boy. It plays very similar to the Wonder Boy game, so it's a 2D action adventure platformer. And then you have In the Dark 2, which is a narrative-driven sci-fi puzzle game with some shmup levels in it as well. And it revolves around these kind of lights out puzzles that you solve as you navigate through kind of a sci-fi story. And then you have these shoot 'em up levels in the game as well. And then you have Patchy Matchy, which is just kind of this is the most generic game of the bunch. It's just a simple kind of
match 3.
Yeah,
game type thing.
Yeah, you kind of your generic puzzle game.
PNX wanted to know: are they sending them with the protectors, or did you get those?
I bought the protector. So the cool thing about the box is that they decided to go with the Japanese size boxes. So these.
I was going to say they don't look like normal Game Boy size boxes.
They're Japanese size. So it actually, I kind of like the Japanese size better. They're compact and they take up less space. Now, here's the interesting thing: not only are Mod Retro publishing brand new Game Boy Color games, but they're also republishing older Game Boy Color games. So that's what this is. Tokitori Ultimate Edition is the original Tokitori from the Game Boy Color, but with new features added.
That's cool.
That was a pretty expensive game too, right?
Yeah. It was.
So there you go. You want to print money. Target those insanely expensive ones, and if it's region free, you could do all the weird ones too. Like that's it's pretty smart.
And then there's other companies like Incubate. So Incubate is another company that publish physical games, and they've published, some amazing games like this game right here. The Machine is actually, dude, this is now probably one of my favorite Game Boy games of all time. It's already up there with some of my favorites of all time. It's incredible. It's one of the most batshit crazy games I've ever played in my life.
What kind of game is it?
Dude, I don't even know how to explain this game. I don't even. It is.
I play games like that where I'm like, I don't know. It's an adventure.
Let me just put it this way. Let me just put it this way. My first time. So the Machine is a game that you play through multiple times. It has like 30 different endings or something, and a playthrough can take anywhere from an hour to 2 hours. So let me just put it this way. My first playthrough, I tried to become a police officer. I got kicked out because I was on drugs. I got kicked out of my apartment because I now don't have a job. I had to live in the slums with another drug dealer who sent me to try to sell drugs to other people. And then I ended up getting addicted to the drugs that I was trying to sell. And I ended up, dude, this game is insane. It's fucking insane in the best possible way. It will make you laugh your ass off. It's crazy.
I didn't expect that from what I looked at the box. I'm like, oh, is this like a roller coaster tycoon type game?
No, so it's
not E for everyone, I can tell.
No, it's not. It's definitely not. So I mean, so this game is basically like you're in this thing called the machine. It's this moving machine that just moves around eating forests, and all of humanity lives in this thing, and it's just full of corruption, and you're just trying to survive. You're just trying to live the best life you can. So it's almost like a choose your own adventure game. So you're just making choices throughout the game as you explore and talk to people, and the choices you make will eventually lead to one of the many endings in the game. And dude, it's crazy.
That's such a wild concept for a world. You live in a machine that eats forests and stuff. That's insane.
The whole game is just one big like allegory for like human society. It's crazy, man. It's something else.
And I love that somebody had such a crazy idea and then said, you know what? I'll put this shit on the Game Boy.
Yeah.
Dude. You know what I mean? Like they could have made some Undertale game, or they could have made something in Unity, but they're like, nah. Let's go.
They could have come up with the idea 25 years ago, and
you started it on the Game Boy.
Like, I want to make this game for the Game Boy, and 25 years later, they're like, "Oh, I've got time to make that game I always wanted to make."
Dude, there was one playthrough of that game where I got asked to join a secret society in the game, and in order to join the secret society, I had to feed a baby to the machine, because the machine is actually a living organism too. So I had to freaking sacrifice a baby to join a secret society, and then they recruited me to assassinate a political rival, and I failed the assassination, and I went to prison, and then I ended up getting turned into a hamster, half human, half hamster monster, so that I could crawl on a wheel the rest of my life that generates electricity to power the machine. You can't make this stuff up, dude. This game's crazy. Mecha Otaku Gamer, what the hell is he talking about?
Speaking of feeding babies in secret societies, what's up, Reggie? What's going on, man?
What's going on, guys?
You like that,
What's up,
you like
Reggie?
that intro?
The retro.
Reggie in the house. Reggie, have you played the machine, dude? Because you know all about these games.
Yeah, so I briefly played it, but I heard you talking about it just now. I thought you were talking about something else, like something that happened in your life or something. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, dude, I sacrificed a baby to join a secret society. What
I was just asking him to describe his YouTube channel, and he was just going off.
Yeah, man. But those it's kind of crazy to see so many aftermarket Game Boy games coming out, man. It's like a dream come true. I mean, if we could get GameStop to kind of like put these games out, like new or whatever like that when they first come out, it'll open a lot of people
that'd be huge.
You ever played this one, Reggie?
Yeah, just did a review on that one. That one's actually pretty cool, man.
It's
I
good,
like that
dude.
one a lot. Yeah,
It's good.
definitely, man. Cool.
Yeah,
Even if they took one copy per each GameStop store or just the main stores, that's like 500, 1,000 copies. Suddenly, if they all sell, they're like, oh, wait, there's actually a market for this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hopefully GameStop will figure that out, man, because they definitely got to bring retro back if they want to stay alive. Because who knows what the next console generation is going to bring? That's going to make or break them, I think, if they do physical or not. So we'll see.
no, that's true. If the companies just decide not to support physical media anymore, their business model is done.
Yeah,
Like,
Nintendo.
it's done.
Yeah, Nintendo, I feel is safe. Obviously, the Switch 2 is going to be physical. Xbox, we see them where they're going Game Pass. That's a sad thing about them leaving. So Sony is really going to be like the top tier next generation console that's going to do physical media, I think. But
You think so? Because aren't they ending Blu-ray production or something?
something about like certain movies or something like
Certain
that.
movies,
but
yeah.
I can't remember exactly what it was, but I know what you're talking
It was
about.
mostly burnable media.
Ah,
It was like
gotcha.
blank media.
Gotcha.
But like they are closing some factories or something. But they're not like out of the physical media game yet.
Good.
It's going to take a while to get really out of it, man, because there's stubborn folks like us that won't. It's physical media forever. You know what I mean? We're going to fight for it. If they stop making it, they're gonna move on to
Like-
something else.
You fellas are legends.
And-
Let's go.
New Zealander dollars. You fellas are legends. Yeah,
I went to my local EB Games, which is a GameStop in Australia this week, and they'd actually shrunk down the PS5, the PS4 sections. They moved the Switch section, and they opened up a new section for just cards. They're now selling like single playing cards, and or single like Pokemon cards and Yu-Gi-Oh cards, etc. So you can see the direction they go. I was like, the games are smaller. Like I was in there 3 weeks ago, and I'm like, the shelves are getting empty. You got to get some new games in soon. No, they're just going to take the shelf out and halve it. And it's sad. It's really sad.
It is, man. And one of the things I love about going to a game store, because this happened a couple of months ago. I went to a couple of GameStop retros, and it blew me away because how much like games they had in the store. Like the retro market made that store just stand out. It was amazing. Like I haven't felt that way about a GameStop store in years. So everywhere I looked was a surprise. Games here, games there. I definitely was going to find something, which I did. That's the excitement. That's not at a lot of GameStop stores anymore, because you go into them now, you got every clearance rack of like these like shirts and stuff you don't really care about. They're accessories that are like secondary to games, but if you don't have, you're not carrying games.
Guess what shop I got this coffee cup from? EV Games.
Yeah, it's like, dude, it's hard to get excited. Like I remember when GameStop was doing they were trying to do exclusive games and stuff, like published games, and I thought that was going to be a big thing. But what they were really doing was trying to like market more of that type of stuff too, instead of the game. Like it was called Song of the Deep or something like that, a game they published, and they had all this like game. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it had all this like merchandise next to it. Actually, it does. I was like, dude, like what the heck? So they're really trying to promote all this stuff instead of the game, really. So I don't know. Hopefully they'll figure something out, but I don't want to.
Yeah, they straight up said that like there was, if you saw, they were not going to like let people order online anymore for their Pokemon cards pre-orders, and then you have to go to the stores to do that. So like, they're like trying to use the cards to drive foot traffic in their stores. Yeah, you can do something.
You want to know what they're doing over here, and it's like absolutely disgusting. So the new Prism Pokemon box that's sold out and going for blah 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 the price, they got a restock, right? To be able to buy the restock, you had to be a level 5 member, which meant you spent like over $10,000, and they send out invites every year to get level 5. So there's only a very small amount of people that have them. Or B, you can sign up for an EB membership, which is $100 a year, and it gives you the option to be able to buy these things. So people signed up for this thing, right? Only for the bots to all buy them out.
Yeah.
Wow.
That sucks.
Yeah, they'll sell it in like 90 seconds. It's such a joke.
They got extremely comfortable with having people buy stuff online during the whole COVID thing. Everybody's just buying it online, but
pick up in store. There's actual sales that they do over here now where they'll have a different price online and in store. And if you find it cheap online, then you go into the store, they won't sell it for you that price. They'll be like, no, you've got to buy it online.
Wow.
Yeah. Same shop. It's the same shop. You've got a different sale on your online store to the shop, but I have to pick it up in the shop.
Just to get you down there, man, because they want you to buy something else. That's why they want you to get you down there. So
yeah, they want your information as well. They want your email address and your phone number so they can sell that to someone else. And
I feel like most of the mom and pop game stores are like kicking GameStop's ass right now, just collectively together. And here's the thing, man, like I don't want to see GameStop fail, because GameStop has been such a huge part of my life as a gamer, not so much in the last, like 5 years or so, but back whenever I was a teenager, and I was buying my own games for the first time, I would be going to GameStop. And, so it's like I have some nostalgia for GameStop. I have a little bit of love for GameStop, but I just hate to see what they've become. And I wish they would get their shit together and, actually become what they used to be back in the day whenever they were actually good.
They need to go back to being Funko Land. We need to go back past Babbage's. And I want 10-cent NES games. I want Little Samson for like 36 cents, whatever it was.
Well, Joe, me and you talked about this before, man. Like GameStop kind of shot themselves in the foot by how they treated their video games. Like, remember, like throwing away cases and manuals, like just to make room and all that stuff. Now they're regretting that stuff. A store didn't do that And Fixie, this was like a store like it was kind of like competition to GameStop at the time. Was Game Crazy? They took everything.
Yep.
They had everything, and how it was given to them, it was sold back to you that way. So they didn't throw nothing away, and it sucks they're out of business because them going out of business, GameStop say, hey, there's no competition. We can do whatever we want, and people will still come to us. And that's been somewhat true, so it sucks.
I think GameStop not just threw games away. They went to the next step of if they had to throw discs out, they would purposely like scratch the disc so people couldn't go in the dumpsters and then resell them.
Yeah, that was messed up.
They're breaking games.
Yeah, breaking games. Yeah, that's another good point, Fixie. They didn't want anybody like touching anything they threw away, and I don't know what to say, man. I feel like, because those were back in the day when dumpster diving was all the craze and everything like that. Before they started locking up the dumpsters, people were finding all kind of crazy stuff. I just feel like
if they're finding it, don't throw it away. It's clearly valuable. Like, how are the companies like, oh, they're taking it all. Why are they taking our rubbish? Because it's worth something. Why don't you sell it in the shops for like $1 on clearance? They'll probably come and buy it. Put a big bin at the front of the shop. Cases with no games in them. Empty artwork. By the way, we sell the games over there with just the disc, so you could probably match them up and get a complete one for a couple of bucks.
Yep.
Like, come on, there's so many things you can do.
It's because the people that run that company, they don't understand the customers that they're supposed to be selling to at all.
You got to get a gamer in there, like someone who knows games. Wolf. So
I always like.
I would like to see the average age of their customers today. I'd assume it would be a lot older, and it wouldn't be mums or dads. It would be our age group who are still buying physical media, because mums and dads these days are buying it on the PlayStation store.
All right.
Kids young people aren't going to GameStop to get their games. They don't care about physical. The younger generation, it's all digital.
Yep.
Sure, the average age of their customer is a lot older than it used to be.
And that goes back to Matt's point, why the mom and pop stores are going to kick their ass in the long term, because they have like the way better idea and business model for the long term, because they already have a game store full of NES carts and DS games, and they already have all that. And GameStop's just trying to get back into the market, and it's like they're gonna dominate.
Well, I mean, what it boils down to is the people that run these mom and pop game stores. A lot of them are collectors. Almost everybody that runs a mom and pop video game store, they know the market better than the people that run GameStop.
Right.
They know what people want. They know what people are looking for. They know what consoles are hot to collect for at what time, and they know the market better. We know the market better than the people that run GameStop, dude. It's crazy.
It's funny. I feel like they just don't want to take the risk anymore, because a lot of how physical media is marketed today, it's like you have to pre-order this because there's limited quantities now. The limited and the fear of missing out is really taking over. So GameStop is trying to do the same thing, where they want everybody to pre-order. If you don't pre-order, we're not getting the game in the store instead of
them. You're right. So get this, man. When Resident Evil 4 Remake came out, I went to it. I didn't pre-order it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm in town. I'm just going to stop by this GameStop and grab a copy. I go into the GameStop, and I'm like, let me get a copy of Resident Evil 4 Remake, the biggest freaking release of the year, right?
Right.
And they're like, oh, we don't have any copies. You should have pre-ordered it. And I'm like, you don't have any copies of the biggest release of the year? And so I went next door to a Target, literally right next door, and got a copy of it at a Target.
Yeah. And that's sad.
It doesn't make any sense.
And then they try to make you feel guilty about it.
Oh, dude, she was this lady working there was kind of being a bitch to me. Like, she was talking down to me. She was like, "You should have pre-ordered it."
Well, what if I didn't know it was released? Like, what the heck? I came in because I found out it was released, and you guys don't have nothing. Like, that's horrible. And they guilted me like that too. And then the worst thing about that is, I'll find something in the store that I want, and they'll say, "Hey, would you like to sign up for our membership?" I'm like, no. Because that's what I just experienced. I'm not going to sign up with you guys. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
Would you like scratch protection on your disc?
Oh, horrible.
Yeah.
I used to do the membership when I was buying used games and stuff, and then I liked the magazine. Game Informer was cool, but once Game Informer was gone, I'm like, there's really no reason for this for me. And pretty much stopped buying games from them. Like the only time I buy games from them now is if I have no choice.
Yeah,
Pretty much, I'm like, it's sold out everywhere but GameStop. Damn it!
Yeah, Keep Galaxy makes a good point.
knew.
You can't blame the employees because the employees, they're treated really badly, and it's like you are getting your hours cut because you didn't get your pre-orders this week. So that's why this lady's pissed off and asking you about pre-orders because she's not getting hours at work because she didn't sell 40 pre-orders and 20 pop figures and 10.
And that job should
and-
have not be a commission based thing.
Yeah.
At all. That is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So they treat
Like,
their
I
people.
worked
though,
at
man.
Radio Shack back then that was commission based, and that shit sucked, dude.
Yeah.
It would suck. So I don't know. We used to do it. It would be like $1 per hour you had to maintain. So like you had to sell like $100 an hour, let's say, to make commission. Otherwise, you got
Wow.
paid like $6 an hour.
Wow.
That's the way it worked. And so like you would be like killing it your first 6 hours of your shift, right?
Mhm.
And then like no one would come in and you'd watch your $1 per hour slowly dip down below 100 and you'd be like, fuck. And then literally you'd be like that guy coming out in the fucking hallway like, hey, you need batteries, bitch, get in here. Like, you want a cell phone? If I need to fucking eat, get in here. So,
And that's-
like,
Surely there's some legality on not allowing kids to be able to do that because GameStop employ kids. And they're getting kids to do this. Like,
Mhm.
well, the other thing too is that like if you work the weekends when people like would go and fucking shop, you would
Mhm.
make money. And so like you would like not make any money if you got stuck with like the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday shift. Like it would destroy you. So you'd work the weekends and be like killing it and then work the other days. And because it was like the $1 per hour was like average for the week. They would like screw you over. Like, oh man, I hated that shit. Well, it was crazy.
but then
too.
you know this, Joe. So if you got a weekend, they got to average it out a couple of weekdays because they can't be paying you too much.
So I was not right because I was an actual nerd and bothered to learn all the nerdy crap you needed to know to work at Radio Shack about like resistors and transistors and like freaking radios for the races and what cables you needed. Like I learned all the crap, and the other people there were like, I just want to sell cell phones. So they would just phones made the most money, but if you knew about computers and cables, but you could make tons of money, but they didn't want to learn. So I just got all that business.
Nice.
And so I was like, I literally won an award for them. I was like in the top 10 salesmen on the East Coast, all this shit. And then you know what my reward is? Next year, they raised your $1 per hour to a higher amount, so made it even harder to make money. And that's when I was like,
We're gonna reward you with harder goals.
Wow.
so and like I remember the regional manager, like we had to do inventory, and if you can imagine, inventory at a Radio Shack sucks. You have to count 1,500 watch batteries, dude. Like little tiny skewed items, thousands of these things. And so I did my store and like 2 other stores. And then the guy called me and he's like, I need you in this store that's 2 hours away. I need you there at 7 a.m. And I'm like, bro, I've done 3 stores inventories in like a month. I'm like, I'm not waking up at 5 a.m. and driving to the East Bumfuck. I'm like, why can't any of these people do their own inventories? Do you hire retards everywhere or something? I'm like, what is the problem? I'm like, why can't I'm the only one who can count or something? And he was like, I'll see you there at 7 a.m. And I'm like, oh yeah. And I literally woke up the next morning, drove back to college, signed up for classes, and quit the management program and told him to go fuck himself. And then the regional manager called me, like, don't do, because I was like the #1 salesman on the fucking East Coast. This dude was giving me shit. And guess who? He lost his job. The guy who tried the district manager, gone. He lost his job.
You
like
just
within
lost
2
your
months.
best salesman. Get out of here.
I literally told him, I'm like, screw you, dude. I'll work on the weekends and make just as much money because I know how this works. Like I just said, like you
He
make
tried
more
to punk
money
you, though.
before
That's like, what
Friday,
the heck?
Saturday, and Sunday. That's how I went back to school and got my degree because some dude pissed me off. That's literally the reason I have a college degree, because I was mad. I was like,
Dude.
4 years later, fuck Radio Shack.
yeah, I hate that place.
Getting his
You can see
graduation.
why they
degree.
slowly went out of business. I
Bro,
mean,
if you find anyone who ever worked at one of those places, they'll sound exactly like me. There's no one who looks back fondly on the time they worked there. Bullshit.
So speaking of that, I used to go through this trend on YouTube where I would watch ex GameStop employees talk about their horror working at GameStop, and that it is a rabbit hole. Like some of the things that these employees are forced to do in the early 2000s. Like I'll give you an example: the release of the Matrix on the Xbox. That was the game that GameStop ordered way too many copies of for the Christmas. That was the game that they picked was going to be the big one. It wasn't. But they forced every single employee to tell everyone, this is the game. This is the best game I've ever played. This is the game you want to get your little Timmy for Christmas. And it sold like hotcakes. And it was shit.
Was it
Enter the Matrix game, yeah. It's got to be the Matrix.
Enter the Matrix, or was it Matrix Path of Neo?
Not
I'm
Neo.
pretty sure it was Enter the Matrix on the
Enter the
Xbox.
Matrix.
Because Enter the Matrix, I remember they were pushing that. Neo, Path of Neo is an awesome game, actually. If that was the game they were talking about, that would have been worth getting. Yeah. But it was that crappy Enter the Matrix where it's just like, like.
Yeah, but it was the Matrix, bros. I mean, that's the coolest thing. I would have fallen for it.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I would have fallen for it too. I would have been like, you mean I can do this in the game?
Right.
Well, the thing that threw me off about that game was that Neo wasn't even really in it. You were playing as the other people. You know, Neo is the one. That's who you want to play as. And then when the Path of Neo came out, dude, even today, if you see that game, it's freaking amazing. Like there's a battle between all the Agent Smiths that you fight. It's just like the movie, man. Like how you fight them, dude. It's so cool. And if that was the game, I feel like it would have been the one that everybody would have wanted at the time. But GameStop pushed that Enter the Matrix, which was crap. Was like,
I can prove I'm telling the truth. By the way, this is the fucking thing I want.
Oh shit!
Nice, dude.
You have it. Nice.
In 2000, I sold $251,850 worth of cables, batteries, and fucking resistors. And
dude,
nice.
That's a lot of revenue
around,
you
man.
brought them.
$250,000, and the bastards didn't give me no raise.
The RR almost looks like Team Rocket. It wasn't Radio Shack. It was Team Rocket you worked for, Joe. We gotcha.
That would have been way cooler. I would have loved that.
I need you to go capture these Pokemon.
I just killed Dad's game room. He did not expect me to have that.
You display your plaque. Here it is.
It's right here, baby. Hey, you know, I got an award. So you got a trophy? I got one. I got that.
Dude.
I still got my Little League champ MVP thing when I was in the Little League MVP.
Dude, I got all my rugby awards, and still that's about it. And I got an award for making a sandcastle.
I think I'm in the rainforest. Trees.
I've still got my so I worked at a Steak and Shake. I don't know if you guys have Steak and Shakes, but I worked at a Steak and Shake.
I know what it is. Yeah.
Yes. So I won the Master of the Grill competition for the local franchise, and they gave me a custom apron that said Matt Wolf, Master of the Grill. I've still got that.
Right on, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Now I'm if we ever meet, you grilling something to me.
Oh, dude, I can throw down on some smash burgers.
Master of the grill. Hell
Dude,
yeah.
I can on a flat. You get me a flat top grill, I can throw down.
Nice, dude.
No, we got to do old school. We're gonna cut a barrel in half. Put some shit in it. All right, man. I'm hungry. Damn it. So back to so we were talking about how they, that the mod chromatic thing came out, and we have these new games. I like this trend too, and you know who else has been doing a good job with it? Is have you seen the Atari 2600 plus and the 7800 plus that Atari released?
Yeah, I picked one up, man, and I haven't done a video on it yet. It's just been sitting here because I got that system because I had some homebrew games with it. Like I got Baby Pac-Man, so I was gonna play that on there. But I know that system, the original 7800, only has about like 40 games, I believe. So
70. Oh yeah, that's like nothing. But it plays 2600 games. That's why
it plays 2600. But mainly, like I was getting it for like the new homebrew games they were coming out for because people were putting out some amazing games on it. Go ahead.
No. That's basically what I was gonna say. Is it's really so it plays it so you can get like one that looks like a 2600, and I believe it also plays 7800 games. Either they both play both. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But one comes with like the 2600 controllers, and it looks like a 2600. The other one's a 7800, and it comes with these newer, like more modern looking controllers.
Mm-hmm.
And what's cool about them though is, like you said, they're re-releasing new games, and you can get all these homebrew games, and like Atari's making actual official 7800 games.
Wow.
And there's like games that they were kind of released on the VCS system, and they're like they're teasing that they're gonna put them on carts for the 7800 plus too, like Donut Dodo and stuff like that. You know, those new Atari, those one.
Yes. I was just yep.
So like, I in general have been like weirdly obsessed with Atari for the last like year. I've been like really into it. Back when I started really getting into like modding consoles and all those handhelds and stuff like that, I like rediscovered my love for Atari games. And so, yeah, I'm totally down with that. I hope that this is like a trend, and I hope that like people see there's a market for that. And it would be cool. Like, even like, so what, you know, I'll be honest, if they stopped making physical PlayStation 6 games, but then they started making new PS2 games or PS1 games or some shit, dude, I would be like, fucking see you later, PS6. I don't even give a shit, dude.
So here's
a steady supply of old games, new old systems.
So here's the thing, man. Like, we are literally in the middle of that renaissance right now because of FPGA technology. So even the Mod Retro Chromatic, it uses FPGA technology to do hardware emulation, which emulates the exact hardware of the console. And so right now, the way FPGA technology is going is, you know, I think right now the one they're working on trying to master is the Nintendo 64. They're trying to master an FPGA Nintendo 64, but it's just going to keep going from there. So eventually, we may live in a world where people are making new GameCubes that are FPGA emulated hardware and start releasing brand new GameCube games. So you could see a world where we get brand new GameCube, PS2. I mean, it literally could happen within the next 5 years, potentially.
Dude, I'd be
100%. Because it's kind of funny. They're still making, well, there's a couple companies out there that are still making games for the GameCube.
Yeah.
And here's one of them. We got Xenocrisis.
I've got that one.
Yeah, isn't it crazy? Like, wow, dude, like, seriously? So, very cool, man. Like, I was happy to get this recently.
Dude, you guys all saw the new Terminator game they announced from Bitmap?
Yes.
Everybody's freaking out about that.
Dude, man, it's
got serious hype behind it. I saw people online talking about it who, like, they never talk about good games. And even they were like, you heard about this new Terminator game? I'm like, finally, these people know. Finally, there's a single game they're talking about that's not fucking Halo. Or whatever, you know, no offense, not how Halo's bad, but like these super mainstream games, I'm like, obviously.
Well, it's really cool to see because I looked at the gameplay, but it goes through the whole story of Terminator 2. And I remember the part where you play as Sarah Connor because she's locked up in an insane asylum, and she has to like literally dodge the T. What was it? What was the T1000?
T1000. Yep.
Yeah, he's stalking her, coming after her, and I saw like they showed the death scene of him grabbing her and killing her. Like, dude, you got to stay away from them. But it's just really exciting.
Arnold naked in the bar, bro.
Fighting people.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh, it's awesome.
But you know that they're, you know, dude, they're gonna put that out on everything. So you'll probably what that it's capable of playing it. But like, I could see that being a Sega CD game or something, dude.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm excited for that one, dude. It looks badass. It looks like the Terminator 2 game we should have got back in the day.
You know what I love too, man, is that the game is damn near done. Like, it's right around the corner for us. We don't have to wait like 2 or 3 years for it. You know, they're announcing it's going to be coming out late. Nah, it's almost ready. So that's great.
Exactly.
Yeah, and what also it just makes me so excited because, you know, these guys are very successful. This is going to be very successful. So what next are they going to do? What, you know,
they actually said they were nervous about it. I was like, how can you be nervous? Well, I guess nervous about messing it up, but because they got a big franchise finally, you know, and everything.
True.
But no, man, there's Bitmap Bureau, man. They've been pretty dedicated, man. Like, they know how to make games. They know what people love. They're gamers themselves, so they know how to make games that people like. You know what I mean? So
hopefully it goes really well for him. It's exciting.
Heck yeah. And if he wants to come back on and talk about it, let's go.
I know. I invite him back. Yeah.
Shout out to Video Game Votery, Marcus. He's good.
Oh, Marcus is here. What's up, Marcus?
What up?
Marcus, good.
Marcus putting in work.
Marcus is over here, the only one like, I want it on the Wii.
Hell yeah.
That might be a cool system. Wii U. Well, you know, definitely the Wii, because that's Marcus. He collected the full Wii set, which was freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Could we ever see new Wii games? Or new Wii U games?
Sure, he's probably going after that next. Marcus, you got the Wii U set? That was probably a pretty decent one to get. Yeah.
Got some pricey ones, though.
It's a good time to collect for the Wii U right now because literally nobody gives a shit about the Wii U right now. I talk to game stores all the time. Yeah,
that's the way to collect, man. Go out there what no one's looking for, man. You'll find you'll have a great time.
Original Xbox is another one. Nobody's really collecting for the original Xbox.
Mm-hmm. Heck yeah.
PSP's
a good one. Yeah.
Do you guys think it's? I was talking to Jason, and he's about to complete a PSP American set.
Wow.
And I'm like, dude, like I should complete a set myself. And I tried to in the past, Neo Geo Pocket, something easy, Virtual Boy, but I just couldn't buy those last games where they were too expensive. And I was like, dude, I'm not going to play these. So I was thinking about doing it for the PS1 because I feel like I have all the heavy hitters already. So it might be safer for me to do it, but that's a lot of dang games though for America, man. I just don't know.
Yeah.
It's a lot of games.
So it's a lot of sport games and a lot of games that you'll be buying them going, I'm spending $30 on this and I'm never going to play it.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So I guess it'd be more of a flex, but it's like, do I really want to do that? No, but it'd be cool to have
make a full journey out of it and the YouTube series and everything. It can be fun. But
it's fun if you want to look at it as for content and like because that's a full set collecting. The collecting is the fun. It's not owning the collection. When you own it and you're done and you just look at it and you admire it and it's great. But that the thrill of the hunt, the finding the game, the getting the good deal, I can't find this one with a good manual. I've been looking for 6 months. Holy crap, here's one with a minty perfect manual. That whole experience is the fun of full set collecting.
Yeah, that is part of the fun. Reggie, one thing I was going to say about the PS1, collecting for the PS1, another thing that's tough about it is, dude, PS1 in particular, it is really hard to find the games in good condition.
Yeah.
Really hard.
Yeah. You're right about that, man. I feel like I would have to have a lot of help doing it, man. Like I have to go to conventions, obviously. You know, I am going to Southeast Game Exchange, which got announced today. So I would check out what you guys got down there. But I know it's just a thought I have because, like I said, like if you have like most of the heavy hitters already, I feel like the more common ones are easier. But then again, these for the uncommon ones, you're spending like $30, $40. Like, do you really want to do this? You know what I mean? So we'll see how it goes. But I'm just throwing that out there, I guess.
The way I would approach it is like just get the deals, pick up, do it casually.
I couldn't do it like a time limit.
Like, I have 75% of the library. Maybe I'll focus now. Like, just do it. That's what I would do. Just because if like the worst thing you can do when it comes to collecting is like rush.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If I try to rush
it's gonna be. It's like when you're like, oh, I gotta get him. It's like, nah, dude, take your time. Like, there's no rush. Find the good deals. Find the good condition games. It's got to feel right. Like, if it ain't fun, if you're just doing it because you feel obligated to, that's not fun to me. I mean, this is my personal opinion, obviously, but like, I don't know. Like you said, like I don't, just going on eBay and buying the game for market value isn't. It's not super.
Anyone can do that. It's not.
Yeah, exactly. I get what you guys are saying. I did want to bring this up. So, Wolf, the topic of the whole video today is about Game Boy Advance games. So I was kind of prepping some games. Like I wanted to show you just to see if you had them, just in case you didn't know about these games.
Yeah, let's see it, man.
So let's do this. So if you want to put the camera on me real fast, Vixie, or Joe, sorry. Matt, do you have this game? This is Xeno Crisis for the Game Boy Advance.
I don't. I have the GameCube version, and I think I have it on the Switch, but not the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah. So are you guys seeing it in reverse? Because it looks.
No.
Okay.
No,
on my other screen, it looked red. I was like, what the hell? But yeah, they made a Game Boy Advance version. It's only one player, and the screen scrolls, so that's okay. But I thought it'd be a good one to mention because Bitmap Bureau they are selling this one right now. It just came out, so want to throw a Game Boy Advance game out there for you. Xeno Crisis, as you know, is a lot of fun. Yeah. It's difficult. Damn, it's difficult, man. But once you get
is this any different to the PS5 Switch release that just came out?
Yeah, so this one is more scaled back. It's only one player, and the screen scrolls as you play. As you can see, like when you move around, the screen moves.
Yeah, it doesn't show like the full room.
Yeah, it doesn't show the full room and everything. But it is. I would say this one's a bit easier from the other ones because obviously it's one player. But man, you got to stay on your toes with these games, man, because they're no joke. But definitely a good one to have. And also, let's go to a little bit of racing here. We have a V Rally 3.
I love V Rally.
Now, man, I looked this game up, man. It was expensive to get a complete in box version, but I just went and got the PAL version. And you know, racing, off-road racing, this is fun as hell. But the best part about this game, Matt, is that you can play the game in first person, which looks fantastic. Yeah,
wow.
it looks great in first person. And like I said, the Game Boy Advance was a 32-bit system. A lot of people don't even realize that. So, like, dude, this is a chill like racing game, man. That a lot of people don't even know about.
The visuals in this game are actually kind of insane.
Oh,
cracked
100%.
windscreen and
that looks
so
ridiculous.
It's better than any Super Nintendo racing game.
That is why, out of all the portable systems out there, in the Game Boy Advance system, I mean, it came in close with the PSP, but when it's like my system of choice, I have a lot of games for it. I always go with the Game Boy Advance system, man. It's just like, dude, I love that system so much. It could switch up to PSP here and there, depending on how I'm feeling over the years. You know how it goes, but Game Boy Advance, dude, is like an amazing system. People just, I love collecting for this thing when no one was looking for it.
Yes.
But there's that one. Another one here. We got a little bit of fighting game in us. Dual Blades.
I've seen that one.
Yeah, man. I found out about this game a couple years ago. I was like, dude, like this looks like a pretty decent fighting game. So I went and picked it up, and it did not let me down. It was pretty impressive. Like I feel like a lot of effort went into making a lot of Game Boy Advance games. You know, even like just it's different from how games are being made today, man. Like it's just like you've seen a lot of creative ideas for these games, and it's pretty amazing. But yeah, you got your little fighting game here. Damn, I recorded this like 3 years ago, so I don't remember what I was doing, but I was trying to do some moves or something like that. And let's see here. I got another one here for you. Here is Egg Mania.
Dude, I've got Egg Mania on the GameCube. I didn't know there was a Game Boy Advance version.
Yeah, this version is like with sprite work, dude, like pixels. Yeah. So it's cool to have this version too. But yeah, I think this is the best version because I just like the visuals of it.
Yeah.
But it did come out for PS2, Xbox, and I believe GameCube.
But
you're racing to get to the top and not break your egg, I guess. And
reverse Tetris.
Yeah, this game honestly was really unique. I've never played anything like it before because it's like a platformer combined with Tetris.
Yeah, exactly. So it's tense because you're trying to race your opponent to get to the top first and everything like that. So very cool. And let's see here. I got one more for you. This one may be a bit of a dud, but hey, if you like Cruising USA games,
Oh yeah,
hell yeah.
Let me see. Oh, I actually put it. There we go. Cruising Velocity on the Game Boy Advance. If you like a little bit of racing that is not so fast, well, hey, you can pick this one because you just see how everything takes off, man. It's like 3 frames per second.
Doesn't look as good as V-Rally.
It does
I was gonna say this next V-Rally looks really, really, really good.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, man. If you have a choice between the two, definitely get V-Rally over this one. And, a lot of Game Boy Advance games have gotten expensive, but if you look at the PAL versions, man, they're not even as expensive, and they're like the same game. So I will go for the cheaper game because I'm just all about just having that complete copy. So but yeah, this one is just more of a dud. But hey, if you like bad games, some people like bad games.
Yeah.
There it is.
So
what's up?
No, go ahead.
I think I have one more for you here. Another racing game. This came out on GameCube and Xbox exclusively, but also the Game Boy Advance. This is called Smash and Drive.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, where you play as a crazy taxi cab driver.
Were you Batman? What are you doing up there?
Well, that's why I was testing out the GameCube controller, which was hilarious. So you can see my controller at the bottom here. And the game actually on the Game Boy Advance plays amazingly, dude. Like I was shocked, dude. Like compared to the console versions, like it's like crazy racing, and it's a lot of fun. I got lucky and got a complete in-box copy before it got sought after or whatever like that. Because I feel like with the Game Boy Advance, like people will just see a box game and say, "Oh, mark it up," because it's a Game Boy Advance game in box.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful with a lot of stuff when it comes to that system nowadays. But this was an amazing one. I liked a lot, and I had to get the complete copy of it. But if you see a loose copy out there, Matt, you definitely keep an eye out for that one. It's a fun game.
So, Reggie, you just taught me something new today, man, because I didn't know that Smashing Drive and Egg Mania had a Game Boy Advance version. I had no idea.
Yeah. I figured because the topic was about Game Boy Advance, so I wanted to see if I could bring some knowledge in case you didn't know about some of these, man. So this is dedicated for you, man. So
That's cool. So
I'm
so
still
Reggie,
just drawn on the game.
I know, right?
that does look cool. Reggie, I'm curious if you've played this one, man, or if you know about this one.
Yeah, so that game was supposed to come out years ago.
Yeah.
And we finally got it now, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. I still have my copy sealed here. I have not opened it yet. Have you played yours?
Yeah, I don't really like it, man.
Really?
It's got, I mean, it's the visuals are cool. The game has some problems. It's very repetitive. The enemies infinitely respawn. They just never stop respawning, and it just
So it's like
that
another Holy Night.
yeah, that part I wish they had not made the enemies just infinite, because you're constantly, you can't even, it's hard to explore in the game because you're constantly getting bogged down by enemies. But I mean, other than that, I mean, it's got some cool ideas, and like Reggie said, this game was actually supposed to originally release on the Game Boy Advance back in the day, and the developers were never able to finish it until now, and then Incubate picked it up to do a physical version.
Yeah, do you think it's one of those games that should have been left shelved?
No, dude. I mean, it's not like terrible, but it's one of those games where, like, I played it for about an hour and I'm like, I can't play this anymore.
You can't recommend it pretty much. Hey, let's play Keon. Have you played this game?
No.
Okay, gotcha.
No, I can't recommend it. But I mean, it does have some cool ideas though. But there's some problems with the game for sure.
They could have took some more time to polish it. I think it was finished a while ago, but I don't know. I remember I was talking to one of the developers about it, and he was telling me some information, but I can't remember. I have to look at the video again. But yeah, that's another one that's blast from the past, I guess you could say, in a way.
Well, speaking of which, I don't know if you saw this announcement. Limited Run are doing a collector's edition.
Yeah.
For Sigma Star Saga DX.
So what system is
Game Boy Advance?
Yeah, see, I already have the game complete, and it's like if they were releasing it like on a modern console with some upgrades or something like that, it'd be kind of cool. But me having already, right.
No, well, it's a DX. I don't know if they added anything to it, because the original game is just Sigma Star Saga, not that without the DX, but this is the deluxe. So I don't know. Maybe they did.
Well, it's way forward. So they're releasing a lot of their games that kind of didn't really get the push they needed back in the day, because this game is a very good game. It's like a hybrid game. It's a shoot 'em up and an action RPG.
That's awesome.
So, yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
So have you guys played this? If you like beat 'em ups and you like the Dragon Ball series, Dragon Ball GT on the Game Boy Advance is a badass beat 'em up.
Really?
Oh, dude, it's so much fun, and the visuals are fantastic. See if one of you guys can pull up like some gameplay footage of this game, dude. The visuals are fantastic, and it's a super fun beat 'em up.
That's good to know, man.
Dragon Ball what?
Dragon Ball GT Transformation on the Game Boy Advance. Dragon Ball GT Transformation.
Matt, did you like the Dragon Ball GT series?
I like it. I mean, I'm glad that they retconned it with Dragon Ball Super, but I still have some nostalgia for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just feel like my favorite character is Vegeta, so I always feel like do him wrong.
They did.
They always
sure.
like the writing for Vegeta needs to be better, and it was improved in Super, thankfully. So this looks good.
Dude, this game's pretty badass. It's a straight up beat 'em up.
Is it co-op too?
Maybe. I'm not sure about that. It might be. That would be cool if it was.
Well, it looks very good. Wow.
Dude, the sprite work on this game, the sprites and the animation are really, really good. Really good.
Now, here's the crazy part. Is the game expensive?
No, it's not that bad. Loose, it's not that bad. I think it's like maybe 30, 40, something like that.
Loose,
yeah. Now, complete, it's probably going to be pretty damn expensive.
Yeah, anything like box Game Boy these days, it's like, nightmare.
Another good game on the Game Boy Advance and that's a Dragon Ball is Dragon Ball Adventures, based on the original Dragon Ball series. Dragon Ball Adventures.
Yes, I heard about that one too.
That game's great. It's expensive though. That was like, I think maybe like $80-$90 loose.
Really?
Yeah,
Dang.
But it's really good. It's also a beat 'em up as well.
That's the thing about Game Boy games, man. You got to be on top of those, man.
Yes.
Before they go expensive. Oh my god.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Oh, there's right there. Oh yeah, that looks good.
Dude, this game's so much fun. You play through almost the whole Dragon Ball series as well. Almost the whole story. It's awesome. Really fun game. Yeah. So that's
there's so many good Dragon Ball games out there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's quite a few for sure. Yeah.
Now there are a couple other announcements, so to speak, I did want to go over. I'm sure that other people know, but this is supposed to be a PlayStation podcast at some time. So, where is it here? So, I don't know if you guys saw, there's a new Monster Hunter Wilds limited edition plates from Japan. If you have, looks like the Slim.
Nice.
Basically just a black cover with a little symbol on the corner there. But yeah, you can get them at Play Asia. Don't buy them off eBay for $160.
$100 for some plates, huh?
Yep. And then there's also a controller, which is ridiculously expensive. Yeah. So this is $130.
Wow.
And I'm not buying it. That's too much damn money for a controller. Yeah, and if you look at it, it's just it's
just
cool.
a normal controller.
It's red and it's got some stuff on it. It looks okay. It's not amazing. It's not terrible, but it's definitely not screaming, you should totally spend $130 on this thing. It's not for me. But I suppose if you have all the controllers and you are stuck like Mr. James Johnson, you have to order it.
This controller makes me realize that Capcom had a missed opportunity. When they released the Resident Evil 4 remake, they should have released a PlayStation 5 version of the Resident Evil chainsaw controller that came out back in the day. That's a missed opportunity.
100%.
I feel like Capcom just don't want to take the risk with certain stuff like that anymore, man. Like it just, I mean, I don't know, dude. I think that would have been a great idea too, man. But they just don't want to make that effort anymore like they used to.
That's true.
And then
did you see the other controller that got announced?
Yep. So here is the other one that just got announced today. This is
same price.
The Last of Us controller.
Oh, that's tempting for me. I know it's gonna be over $100, so I won't mess with it.
So I think this will be. So it's not like a Japanese exclusive like that other one. So I'm assuming this will be $89.99 on the PlayStation Direct store
with tax though.
So yeah. Well, I live in the great state of New Hampshire. We don't have sales tax.
You're good, huh?
Dude, it's the best. I get horrified when I put in another state. I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck? Why is this so expensive? And I'm like, oh.
Look.
But then if you live in New Hampshire and you have like family members that live in the states around us, they'll be like, hey, can I send this to your house? Do you mind buying this? And blah, blah, blah. Because it's like,
say that money.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I don't love it. I don't hate it.
I mean, these are authentic controllers. I'm not gonna lie. The PS5 controller is like really well made.
They're nice.
Yeah. It's a great controller.
It's kind of weird that the artwork's only on the front. That doesn't continue around, right?
So on the very back, I don't think this has the picture of it. On the back of the controller, it's all black and it says The Last of Us in big letters in white.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Nice.
It actually does look cool.
Is The Last of Us the season 2 out for HBO yet, or are they still?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
Don't scroll Twitter. Twitter's dangerous.
No, this is a pre-searched for Last.
He's got it ready to go. Okay, cool.
I'm going quick. I'm just looking. That's true, though. You never know.
We're about to get banned.
Yeah. True. We could get one of them ads.
Someone promoting their OnlyFans or something.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Randomly, you'll just get an ad, and it's just porn. You're like, oh
wow!
I'm so glad. My girlfriend will love seeing this on my phone randomly if she's sitting next to me. She's like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, I'm just looking at controllers. I don't know. I'm sorry. But yeah, those are the two.
The rumor came true finally. We got the new announcement for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4.
I saw that, man. But do you really have to be online the whole time when you play them?
No.
Okay, that's just probably a mock-up then that we saw with it.
So online. So for the first game, the 1 and 2, it said that like online required, download required, but you didn't need one to play it.
Okay.
And then on the new ones, it's wicked confusing because like on the PS4 version, it says like online required. On the PS5 version, it says like online required for a multiplayer, like online multiplayer. So I think it's just for online multiplayer. So I don't know. The verdict is not out on whether it actually requires a download to play.
Okay.
I've seen that they're going straight to Game Pass. So now I'm like, do I buy it day one or do I like hold off for a sale and just play it for free on Game Pass?
It feels like how much nostalgia you have for those games. You know, Tony Hawk 5, man. I wanted to go and see if it was as bad as everybody said it was, and I was like, dude, this was horrible. I couldn't even believe they put this out. So embarrassing. Yeah. So they wanted to fix that, and they brought the classics out again, which is great. Yeah. But I did want to go back to that whole thing with the PlayStation 5 shells. If they wanted to sell some shells for that system, they needed to sell a 30th anniversary one for people who missed out on it.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one that people want.
They didn't do that.
Yeah.
Because Monster Hunter, I mean, I played the game. I like it's fun, but I'm not trying to get no shelf for it. I want the 30th anniversry because I'm a big PlayStation guy. I want to celebrate. That's the way. That would have been my way to celebrate. But
yeah,
so
and then
not make it limited. Everyone missed out. There's an unlimited amount.
Yeah.
Go nuts.
Yeah, and they only they completely screwed over everyone who had an OG PS5 because that's the new. It only came out for the Pro and then the Slim. Like they didn't even bother to do anything for the original PS5, and they should have at least done that. Like for people who had those consoles, fucking bastards.
And is the PS5 Pro? Does it even have any games that really like push the features in it yet, or they're just telling you to still play older games and they look better now? Because that was.
Didn't they do something for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? But I played the normal version.
So they got some kind of boost or something. Okay, cool. Because I was like, there's no real reason for me to get a PS5 Pro right now. I'm gonna wait a long time before I possibly get one.
When did the PS5 release? I can't remember what year was it.
So
it was December 2020.
2020, dude.
2019.
It's still to me. It still feels like. It doesn't. To me, it still doesn't feel like a new PlayStation console, personally.
Well, there's nothing exciting on it, Matt. Like it's like, dude, like when you get a new system, it's got to be some excitement. Like you're pumped to get this new system, but they had no games for it. There was nothing just that really pushed it to where like it was like now they have games that really get people excited to play it, but they had nothing ready when this game launched, and that's the problem Sony's had for a long time. Even with the PS4, remember how everybody got excited for Watch Dogs? And they show that trailer. Then when the game came out, it didn't look anything like, dude, what the heck is going on here, man? So, these companies to develop these games properly, man, they need almost damn near 8 years to make certain games now. Or at least 8 years or whatever like that. It's weird to say that, but it's like, dude, think about something like Cyberpunk. Like that needed like at least another 2 years to cook, but it was rushed out and it came out in that broken state, and like people were like, what the heck, So,
yeah. To me, the PlayStation 5, and don't get me wrong, I have a PlayStation 5. I love it. I play it and everything. But to me, the PlayStation 5, it just feels like a slightly more powerful PlayStation 4. Now, the controller was really the biggest thing, right? The controller had some new features, the haptic feedback and the triggers. I can't remember what the triggers are.
Adaptive triggers.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. But like, I just wasn't excited for it, man. Like the only company that I get excited for new consoles for right now is Nintendo, because they're going to do something weird, they're going to do something unique, they're going to do something fun. It's just going to be different. It's not, you know what I mean? So I don't know.
Yeah, they with the success of the Switch, man, the Switch, an amazing hybrid system. We have not seen anything like it before. So I don't think they wanted to take a risk with making something completely new. So they wanted to make a stronger Switch with the Switch 2, which is perfect. That's what people want. And now they can figure out what they want to do with the next system. They have a lot of time to find out what they want to do with that system comes out after that. So we'll see how that happens. But I'm happy with the Switch 2 coming out. I have a great Switch collection. It's been a great system to collect for. I like the whole portable idea, because I play my Switch mostly portable. I never played dock. Like, me too. Like this docking station here, I don't use it to capture footage. But Nintendo didn't let me down this generation. I gotta admit. Like
that was awesome. The Switch is, it's a little long in the tooth now.
Yeah, because like 2017, like what the heck, man? Like, come on.
I got some killer Switch pickups this week.
I will say though, I think that the Switch is going to go down as the console with one of the best gaming libraries ever.
Yeah, 100%. The PS4 is up there with the Switch as well.
PS4 and Switch, I think, are going to go down as like two of the consoles with some of the best.
100%. You could definitely argue that. I could actually see that. Those systems stayed out. I mean, PS4s and Switch are still getting games made for it. So
exactly.
The only thing I would counter to that argument is a lot of those games are better played on the PS4 compared to the Switch.
Right.
Yeah, that's
right.
true. That's true.
Yeah, but
I mean-
the Switch versions will be more valuable and more
They will.
expensive for
Well,
sure.
like something like Dead by Daylight on the
It's just
Switch
like
was,
Xbox
weird.
and PS2, exactly the same. And they're better on the Xbox, but the PS2 versions are still more expensive a lot of the time.
I think the Switch got more physical indie games than any other console, though. That's one thing that I
It
think
went nuts.
went
It's
nuts,
like
yeah.
the Wii U had like 7 games on it total.
Yeah.
And so then when the Switch was like, anybody who wants it, let's go. Put them
Yeah.
Everybody gets them. Come on, put it out on the Switch. Let's do
Yeah.
it. Like they were like they needed it, but that's huge when you're not releasing first party titles every year like crazy. You need that support from third party developers to have
100%.
people interested.
Imagine trying to go for a complete worldwide set for the Switch. Fuck
Well, I was just about to
that.
say, Cyrus in chat with a number on how many Switch games there are. We've got a friend
What?
who is going for that, and he's pretty close.
Man.
Yeah, is he the guy who works for Limited Run? I know he's going for a full set. I can't remember his name right now, but he gets like
Is it
every
Josh?
Switch game released. Huh?
No, you're talking about
Josh?
JP Switch Mania.
Yeah.
That guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he has an insane collection.
Well, I
But
asked him
Cyrus,
one
who's
time.
been on the show, he's got like a full set. I think he's got like a current full set.
I was like, dude, like, what the hell? How do you like? How much
I
memory
know
do you have
what.
on your Switch to play these games? And he never answered me back. I was like, yeah, you need some more memory, man. But I thought that was funny.
So throwing something in the chat, according to Google, I don't know if it's true or not, but according to Google, there's about 1,415 physical Switch games.
Now, Cyrus is well past the 2. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I feel like there's a
3,000.
lot more than that. I don't think that number is
Yeah.
accurate.
Yeah, that Google doesn't know about
Well, do they count
Super
limited
rare
editions and variants? 'Cause
freaking Game Fairy and the
I
3700.
thought Game Fairy was done, man. They're still alive, and they got
came
a
back
release
to
coming out.
life. So
Yeah.
did Pixel Heart. Out of nowhere, Pixel Heart arise from the grave. They got some games coming out.
I actually got some games from them that I'm going to show off here. So wow.
Retro Wolf, you know what's crazy? Limited Run have almost put out that many PS4 games.
I believe it. I believe it.
Limited Run, man. I mean, they've been brought out by the Embracer Group, but I feel like out of all the companies that are put out the limited editions or just the indie games or whatever like that, they've been the best about doing it, even though there's been some delays with certain games. I don't get collector's editions from them. But you get the standard edition, you'll get your stuff on time usually. I can't say that about all these other limited print companies, but
They put out thousands of games at this point. Like, they've put out as many games as some huge companies in the past. Like, the volume that they've done is absolutely insane.
I mean, they've been putting out more than limited products. So do you think they should actually just like get a store and just sell like that? Or do you think that'll kill the appeal of the limited?
Well, they've got one store. I wonder how well that store does in terms of numbers. If
right, I hear it does
they
well.
can open a store on the West Coast or open a store in Europe or somewhere else.
Is Southeast Game Exchange? That's in
South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina.
Oh, what? Maybe I can visit. Wait,
it's like I think so. The Limited Run Game store is in North Carolina. I think it's maybe like 4 hours away.
Oh, okay.
I think. Yeah, something like that.
Oh well, but still, that's pretty. I mean,
It'd be cool to visit, definitely.
Yeah, or just have somebody go to the store and pick up some games for you, like I know some friends do. But then you got VG Plus, Video Games Plus, I think they're called. They get a lot of limited run stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, and PNP.
Oh, I had a question. Isn't Video Games Plus in Canada? Is anything going to affect prices of tariffs or anything for you guys?
Only over a certain amount, like I would guess. Like it has to be
over
high value.
$1,000 or over 900 or something.
Yeah.
Any order like under 900 isn't going to be. At least that's what PNP Games said.
So you just stop at that and then start ordering again.
I'm not ordering $1,000 of games. Is anyone doing that?
No, heck no. We're on the cheap, man. Like I'm trying to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not cheap.
Under $100, a pile of games.
But over 80 for the free shipping.
Get that free shipping too. Yeah.
Does anybody here have pickups besides me?
Yeah,
I've got
one
game
couple.
to show off.
Do you have anything you want to show off, Retro, or did you already show off?
Yeah, I can grab a few things. I'll grab a few things real quick.
Yeah.
So we should get into that if we're going to do it. I was going to skip it if I was the only one, but
Yeah, let me grab some stuff.
Okay,
You guys go ahead. I'm
one
going to grab some stuff.
show your first. What you got, Figs?
Before I show it, though, I was going to talk about what I've been playing because I have finished some
Okay.
games. I
should do that too.
told you guys I was playing Returnal. I finished Returnal, and it was amazing. Like I know we were mentioning before, the PS5 hasn't got games, but Returnal's a AAA game that you need to buy if you've got a PS5. I didn't go for the platinum trophy because once you finish the game, it's just a lot of like RNG grinding, which I don't really enjoy. But I loved going where I loved all the bosses. The story was a bit weird, but yeah, Returnal was amazing. I'm now playing Sekiro for the second time. Never finished it the first time, so now I'm going for it to do all the trophies. I'm committed. It's kicking my ass, but it is absolutely amazing. Like I'm like, oh, okay. I remember why this won Game of the Year. Just the combat in that game, like the stealth, taking out enemies one by one. It's got like I'm playing a Hitman game, like just stealthily taking everyone out. But then I remember I'm playing a Dark Souls game, so it's like, fuck, this is so good. But I have got a pickup, and I pre-ordered this last year. I'm pretty excited. It is Suikoden 1 and 2 HD remaster.
Dude,
came out
waiting on my copy. It's coming Monday. I want to play it now.
Reviews are amazing for it, and everyone reckons it's really good.
So there was no PS4 copy for your end? Like only?
No, we only had Switch or PS5, so I got a PS5 copy.
Gotcha. Nice, dude.
Yeah, it's a reasonably priced game too. It's only like $40, right?
It was like 70 over here,
Well,
which is
not
cheaper than
Australian fake
usual
money,
price.
not your
It's
whatever,
50
your
over
Wallaboos,
here.
whatever you call them.
But
I also had something cool happen yesterday. So in GeoGuessr on the front page of the website was my little profile and my name, and I hosted the daily challenge. I like picked 5 locations, and I think like 20,000 people played it, so it was pretty cool.
That's rad.
It's
Dude.
funny that game gets released 20 years later because it originally came out on the PSP in Japan only, and now they finally released it on consoles years later.
It's like, oh, this game is like critically acclaimed. It has 97 reviews. Let's remake it. And oh wait, everyone loves it. Why don't you do like Chrono Trigger next?
I know, right?
All right, who'd like to go next, guys?
I'll go next. You got some cool stuff here to show, or just some stuff to preview. So recently from Pixel Heart, I got Androdonis. I think that's how you pronounce it. This is the limited edition. And if you like shoot 'em up games, this game will be right up your alley. It's a sequel to an old school Neo Geo game that a lot of people don't even remember. So I'm surprised it's got a sequel. But man, is it fun, dude? Like, dude, it's like it just blew me out of the water how good this game was. I kind of got back into shoot 'em ups like with Death Smiles. That's another horizontal shooter. But I don't really play a lot of the horizontal shooters. I always play like vertical. But man, this game just like has a lot of stuff going for it. So Pixel Heart bringing out the gems, and this is one that people should pick up. It's also available on the Switch, obviously PS4 as a standard edition. It's available on the 3DS. That's another amazing version of the game. What else? Yeah, it's pretty much on everything, I would say. So yeah, if you see this one out there, give it a go. What else do I have here?
Yeah, I grabbed it on all of those things that you just said.
Heck yeah, man.
It's a really good game.
Gotta have that access. So next here we have Rival Megagun. Now I got the big collector's edition of it, but I only have footage of this to show you guys. Rival Megagun is I don't want to say it's a spiritual successor to Twinkle Star Sprites, but it plays just like that. It's a shoot 'em up game. So basically you have an opponent you go against on the side, and you shoot items, and whoever does the best, more items will come out on their screen where it's like more attacks you have to dodge. You have to be very careful. Power-ups like that you hit, they'll go on the other person's screen, as you can see there. But it's tough, man, because I was going against the computer and he got me good. I was like, what the heck, dude? Like, come on. But
yeah, because you could screw the other guy over kind of like Tetris or something. Like
that's exactly how it's played, man. Like you're playing to take your opponent out, and it could get brutal. Like they can send bosses over to fight you. Like you see I'm fighting a boss right there. It's like, dude, what the heck, man? So come on. But it's still a lot of fun. It's one of those games that just is good to thankfully we have something like this, because this idea wasn't really used that much to do a versus shoot 'em up. And if you want a physical, it is available from what was the company? I just thought of their name. I just forgot. First Press Games. They do have this in stock if people want to pick it up. But if you don't trust them, you always get it off eBay, I guess, too, so you can know where your copy is at. But they're a small company, so I hopefully they get it together.
Sent me this game. I'll give them that. I did get this game in the mail.
You did get it? Okay, cool. So everybody's looking for the Switch version now. But yeah, that's another good one to check out if you have a chance. If you don't trust, get that digital version too.
What sucks is their versions are very nice.
They are. They're really good. That's
really
why
nice.
if they could get it together, man, they could really stand out when it comes to their additions of how they put games
When
out.
they started out, I was thrilled. I was going to buy all their games. I'm glad I didn't. But
yeah. If you buy games from them, make sure you use credit card because if you want to cancel, you get your money back immediately. Next one here is an NES game. We have Blazing Rangers from First Press Games. So you play as characters that are rescuing people from a fire. And if you like old school NES games, this is one for you. You got you have to make sure you don't run out of water. If you run out of water, you got to just pump some more and then go and attack the fires, obviously, rescue people and get to the exit before the fires get too bad because the fires will build back up again. So you got to be careful. And then you go against those enemies that are just trying to attack you. But another cool game for the NES. If you like, if you want to keep the NES, if you like the NES is still alive, definitely something like a game like this will be right up your alley. So.
Is this like an old game they re-released, or is this like a new game?
No, it's a brand new game.
Oh, okay, cool.
It came out a couple years ago, but now more physicals are coming out for it, thankfully, so people can pick it up. So yeah,
looks like a good game for Evercade to me. Let's go.
So I don't think I've ever showed this one on the channel before, but this is called Gun. It's for PS1. It's an import release, but this is an excellent game because it's a rail shooter that nobody knows about, and it has animated cutscenes. Now, this game's not expensive, thankfully, but it's something you get right into if you like rail shooters, like Time Crisis and things like that. So I wanted to kind of put it out here, show you guys how the game is. I always like recording those anime intros because I feel like adding an animated intro like that, takes effort. I could appreciate that. So as you can see here, this is how the game looks. And rail shooters, man, I want them to come back because I like most of them. I really want to get Silent Hill, the arcade game, as a physical release one of these days, if they can make that happen, because that's a rail shooter a lot of people don't even know about, and it's a pretty good Silent Hill game, even though it's a rail shooter. But yeah, here's Gun. If you see it out there in the wild, definitely pick it up.
Yeah, I feel like that should come back on the PSVR too. They should release them that way, if anything.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Game Boy Advance game. I don't think I talked about this on the channel, but I wanted to show this one. This is Road Trip Shifting Gears. So Shifting Gears Road Trip. This is an awesome Game Boy Advance game that is a kart racer. A lot of people don't know. Well, yeah, I guess people know about it now because it's so damn expensive. I had to get a cart only for it, But one of these days I will find one in box for a good price. But yeah, definitely. I feel like this game is better than its counterparts on regular consoles.
No, it's on GameCube too.
Oh, you got your copy right there. Heck yeah. So
the GameCube version, yeah.
Yeah, man. I was just shocked how good this game was. I was like, dude, I had no idea this existed. So another
it's on
good
PS2
one
as well, right?
Yeah, it's on PS2 as well. Yep, it sure is. So there's that one. This one got an English translation about a year ago. This is Klonoa Heroes for the Game Boy Advance. So I think this was pretty much the last Klonoa game made in the timeline. But you can see it's an action RPG where you play as Klonoa and his friends. This is the kind of stuff I'm interested in right now. Like a lot of games that are Japanese are getting translated. Like over COVID, so many games got translated into English and people were putting them in physical format. So you're playing these games that you thought you would never play finally. And that's an amazing experience for me. So Klonoa, I have every Klonoa game except one of the Wonder Swan ones. But yeah, great series to look into if you want to try something different. And let's go to the next one here. I recently got Sparklight.
It's a good game.
It's very good. I got it on the Switch, even though I'm showing the PS4 copy. I didn't have time to record the footage, but this is my buddy John, Intrigue Gaming, showing his collector's edition copy here. Comes with a lot of cool stuff. I got this for $40 off of eBay.
Wow.
I guess signature edition games, I guess they kind of went out of business or just started doing some working with somebody else. I can't remember what it was. But let's look at a little gameplay here.
Yeah, I want to grab their Dead Cells that they did.
Yeah, it looks like a Zelda game, and it pretty much plays like a Zelda game with roguelike features too, of course. But man, amazing game that a lot of people do not know about, and it did come to America, but it just got overlooked. I don't think it sold well, so I think it only has maybe one print run in a lot of stores until it's sold out. So if you see it out there, definitely pick this game up because it is freaking awesome.
Yeah, I really enjoyed playing through that game. I think it has some procedural generation as well.
Yeah.
Like when you go back down to the main map, I think it's random each time if I remember correctly.
So yeah, man, another good one. Now this is one we talked about earlier, but got the physical on Switch for Donut Dodo. Yes.
Oh yeah, dude, this game's so fun, man.
It is, man. And they actually
got
made a sequel to it. It's arcade only right now, but I'm hoping the sequel will come out too, because that one's actually 2 players. So
Nice.
yeah, definitely something fun for people like Popeye, Donkey Kong Country, games like that. Obviously, this one plays a lot better, but man, seriously, man, they just don't make games like this anymore. So I always appreciate when they make them a physical. And this actually came out as a physical, not only on Switch, but it also came out as a physical on the Evercade. So you can get that copy as well.
Nice.
Okay.
I was looking at the gameplay thinking that you controlled the dodo, and I'm like, why are you just standing there?
No, he's just chilling.
telling you, like I've been for the last year or so, I've been more into gaming, like playing stuff like that than anything else. Like these one screen arcade. Yeah, because it's like no commitment. You have just some fun, play for 20 minutes, and then we're like, all right, cool, whatever. Like I like those little short gaming sessions. I'd rather just go for a high score and something like that than play 20 minutes of a RPG or some shit.
Oh, 100%. Now I got this one recently. This is Miss Pac-Man on the Game Boy Color. Now the reason I got this was because it comes with 2 games, but the main game I wanted was Super Pac-Man. Like I could not believe it had Super Pac-Man on here. That should have been promoted more than Miss Pac-Man. Well, never mind, because Miss Pac-Man is obviously more popular. But
this game's
just
so
to have a
good.
portable version of a Super Pac-Man I thought was awesome. And then you have Miss Pac-Man, of course, but I feel like Miss Pac-Man should move a lot faster than that, because that's pretty boring. But still, I'm happy to have this. You know, I feel like these versions right here. You see how fast she's moving on my arcade? That's the way she should move. But back in the day,
So that's like easy mode when they're moving that slow.
Yeah, it's like, dude, like what the heck? So I felt like a lot of people did it that way because they wanted to make money off you in arcades, of course. So the harder it was, the more money they made or whatever like that. But it's not exciting when it's like she goes that slow. It's all about that fast pace. It's thrilling. So yeah, definitely a cool one to have. And then next up we have here. Hopefully you guys will look into this. Is for Dreamcast. This is Bang Busters or Bang Bang Busters. There's a number 2 next to the Bang, so I'm guessing for Bang Bang Busters. But anyways, it's a game that plays a lot like Snow Brothers. It came out on Neo Geo years ago, and now it's out on Dreamcast. They need to put it on more systems though, because like a lot of people just don't know about it. Like I hate for a game like this to be stuck only on Dreamcast. Like they need to make it for Switch or something like that. But definitely a good game for people to try out. And let's go to another game here. Risk System. I actually helped get this game made as a physical. I'm pretty proud of that. So I played this game. I thought it was amazing. And the whole thing with this game is that you graze those enemy shields and it makes your attack stronger. So it's like another game I can't think of right now. But this game's actually on sale on Woot right now. Exactly. It's on sale right now on Woot for I think $15 for the Switch or 20 or something like that. But it's definitely worth getting on that system because it's freaking awesome. And they did a good job with this one. So I'm happy I got it recommended to get a physical about Video Games New York soft. And then what else do we have here? What the hell is that? Do you hear that?
Somebody's wooting.
Oh, okay.
He said it was on sale at Woot.
All right, so let's see here. Last game, somewhat last game I'll show you guys here is hopefully you guys have this in your collection. Drainus for the Switch. This is probably like my favorite shoot 'em up of all time now, man, because like the way this game starts and the story with it, freaking amazing. Basically you're trying to escape this planet right here before it explodes because it's been targeted because they're trying to get your ship. Your ship can do all these amazing things, so the enemy wants to capture you, and they're sending all these people after you. But once you leave the planet, though, you can see the planet you just left in the background. You can see it just get blown up, and it's like, dude, when I saw that, dude, this is so exciting, man. Game has multiple endings too, so it's got a good story to it. But the boss battles are freaking insane. Switching weapons and all that good stuff. You can upgrade your weapons, all that good stuff. So I feel like Drainus is one of those games that people need to pick up. Now it did get a physical from Strictly Limited. I did do a version of it from Play Asia, I believe. They all play in English, and this collector's edition comes with like all this story stuff, which is really cool. So the 2 sisters and everything like that. I think it had like a comic book or whatever like that with it. Yeah, there it is. I forgot a lot about the stuff that I'm showing you guys. I don't know if I showed the footage, so thankfully it's all here. But yeah, pretty good game that a lot of people should check out. I actually did a review on this game on my channel. I don't do reviews a lot, but this is one I said, yes, I got to talk about this game because it's freaking awesome. So keep a lookout for Drainus. It might be sold out from Strictly Limited, but if it is, you can get it from Play Asia, or you can just buy it digital. You can play it right now. All right. Now we're going to the part where I have the games I'm going to show you guys I didn't have footage for, unfortunately. You're going to like this one, though. We talked about this one last time. We got good old Mad Max here.
Nice.
You want to get out of here? You talk to me.
This is the first game I played on PS4. And it blew my mind because, like, this looks like a PS4 game, right? So
right.
I put this in. I only played PS3 games. I'm like, wow, this is the future. This is awesome. It's a little bit repetitive. Like, it's not the most amazing game, but it is cool. You feel like you're Mad Max.
Yeah, but if you feel like if you're a fan of the Mad Max series, man, this game was probably like blow you away because it's free roam. Like you go anywhere you want, talk to the people. This feels like the whole Mad Max world, which is what you want. And
voice acting's a little bit as an Australian, it's Americans trying to put on an Australian accent. That's the voice acting to me. I'm like, oh, okay, we're doing this.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, jump on the Barbie.
I got that one for $13 on Amazon. So I was like, yep, because the American one was going for higher. I said, man, just give me this one. I have not played this one yet, but this is Zia, the Goddess of Magic for PS1. So this got released a couple years ago, a homebrew game, and it came out on Dreamcast, but Project Retro Games brought it to the PlayStation 1, and they got the long box going here. Now, this is an RPG made in the RPG Maker formula, if you're familiar with that. So It's nothing crazy, but if you like RPG Makers type stuff, yeah, you could definitely try. This will be definitely up your alley. I love how Project Retro makes long boxes. He's not doing this to CD. He goes all out and does these. So pretty amazing. And then lastly, I got English translation, Mega Man X3 for the PS1. Something I've always wanted. So you got your animated cutscenes and all that good stuff now. So pretty happy to have this. The PAL version of this goes for so much money, and it's not really worth it because you got to deal with the resolution hurts and all that stuff. So it can be kind of annoying. But this one is made for America, which is pretty badass. So Mega Man X3, definitely one of my top favorite Mega Man X games. It was really awesome. I mean, every game for Mega Man X was good on the Super Nintendo. Like the first three games, amazing.
Oh yeah.
Part 4 is my favorite.
Project Retro game, Sergio?
Yeah. They just put it out.
Yeah, sweet.
So definitely cool. And that's all I got for you guys. Hope you guys got some enjoyment out of that.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah,
some games you might pick up.
Buy all them games. Good.
Me next?
Yeah, let's do it then.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with a few non-game stuff too, because I collect a lot of random stuff. I like to collect vintage Nintendo collectibles and stuff like that. So,
dude, we're all about it.
And anything else nostalgic that catches my eye. But so this past weekend, I went to Ohio for a wedding, and what I did is on the way to Ohio, I live in Tennessee. On the way to Ohio and on the way back to Tennessee, I hit up as many game stores as I could while on the road. The goal was to try to find more GameCube games I need. Didn't work out very well. You'll see in a second. But I found a few other things too. So check this out, dude. This is a vintage Super Mario Bros. 3 watch from 1990, and it still works.
I think I had one of those when I was a kid.
Dude, super cool, man.
I definitely played it. I don't know if I owned it.
Is that which one is that one?
Hold on. I grabbed the wrong watch. Hold on. One second.
That was Super Mario 1, I think.
Nice, dude. That's the one I rarely saw. I always saw Mario 3.
That was the wrong watch. This is the watch I meant to grab right here.
Yeah.
Oh, Mario 3. Yeah, that's the one I always would see.
Yeah.
Are those expensive nowadays?
This one was $60.
Oh,
so it's not too bad.
That's fine.
Especially for a working watch. And then I saw this for $10, and I figured why not? It's Super Mario Galaxy 2 B Mario keychain from Super Mario Galaxy 2. Why not? And then this is kind of dumb, but I could not buy this, dude. From 2002 from NECA, it's a Frank the Pug from Men in Black 2 bobblehead.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
It was in the box for $15 at a flea market. I could not buy that, dude. Look at that. How cool is that? So, all right. So there's that.
Going on the dashboard, isn't it?
Dude, it's going in the game room. So I did manage to find 2 GameCube games. So at the time I had 22 games left. Now I'm down to 20 games left. So the 2 GameCube games I found were Virtua Striker 2002.
Oh,
Fun games.
Yep, about $40.
All the Virtua
complete.
games I think I found.
Sega, they did great sports games.
Yeah, they really did. And then this is a heavy hitter. Unfortunately, this one is in shit condition, but I got it for a really good price because of the condition. Very rare game, and that's Lost Kingdoms 2 from Software, published by Activision.
That was
on the
from
GameCube.
software.
It's
Wow.
okay.
Did
Just
not
need an
know that.
artwork upgrade. No biggie.
Yeah. Yep. So
Is it a good game as well?
It is. It is a good game. Yeah.
It's way better than the first game, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. So then I got a stack of, so I'm also going for a complete PS2 set. I'm in the very early days of that. So I got a stack of PS2 games here. I'll just run through these real quickly. We got Army Men Green Rogue.
Nice.
Let's go.
I don't know what this game is. I've never seen this game or heard of it in my life. Met Reggie or one of you guys, maybe you know.
Tokobot. Yeah, I
Yeah.
talked about that on the channel. That's a great game, dude.
It looks fun. It actually looks really fun.
Nice.
MDK2 Armageddon.
Murder,
That's
Death,
good.
Kill. Yep.
I like
This
the first
game-
one, too.
This game's probably shit because it's published by 3DO, but Warriors of Might and Magic.
I used to love the Heroes of Might and Magic on PC, so I picked that up just because it's got the same name.
Classic rhythm game. Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock. Maybe you guys know about this game. This game actually looks pretty fun. Fur Fighters
Looks
Vigo's
good.
Revenge.
Shit, that's before Acclaim went out of business. Wow.
Yeah. It looks interesting. This game also looks kind of interesting. Jet X2O. It's like a futuristic jet ski racing game. Looks interesting.
Yeah,
I
that
don't know.
one was fun. I had that one.
This one looks kind of fun. I think it's based off some cartoon, but it's a Konami game. Xylin Showdown from Konami. Looks like some kind of like action beat 'em up style game, maybe.
Okay.
Robotech Invasion. It's looks like a third person shooter set in the Robotech universe. This game, so I don't know if you guys know the YouTube channel RNG Gamer, but I actually learned about this game from his
Yeah,
channel.
it's been on
I
here.
see it already, man. That game I just recently got, man. I cannot
Yeah.
believe I didn't know about it. The Hustle used to
Yeah.
be online.
I'm excited about this one because I like a good pull game. I like a
With
good pull
a
game.
story to it too, which is cool.
Nice. That
We
is
also we love RNG Gamer around here. He's been
Dude,
on
yep.
twice.
great guy.
I can prove it. Ready? When last time he was here, we made this.
I think I saw him in your intro. Oh, nice.
He told the story of sandwich. We got a sandwich on Halloween.
That's wild. That's wild.
He's
This
like, "You
one,
kept that?" I'm like, "Yes, I did."
this one looks like a almost like an F-Zero style, Extreme G style game,
Oh,
like a really fast-paced, futuristic racing game.
Mhm.
HSX. And then the last PS2 game is I don't really know what this is, but the Spiderwick Chronicles from Sierra.
Okay.
So yeah, it looks solid. I mean, I looked it up. It got decent reviews, so it seems like it's like an action adventure game. I guess this was a movie, right? Was this a movie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
It's
That's
like not like a kids movie, but like a young adult thing. It's
Oh,
kind of
okay,
Harry
okay.
Potter vibes. Kid like
Gotcha.
magic, blah blah blah. It's not
Yeah.
bad actually. It's not terrible. I didn't hate that movie.
Nice. And then the last one is a brand new Game Boy Color game published by Incubate Games. And this is actually developed by the same developer that developed The Machine, the game I was talking about earlier. It's his new game. Ben Jelter is the name of the developer. And this game is called the Metamorphosis Collection.
Oh, nice.
And this is actually 3 games in one. And they're all 3 horror games, and they're linked together. From what I understand, they're linked together in some way by the story. So I've played through one of them so far. It was really short. It was like 20 minutes because he made it for like a game competition in Game Boy Studio. And then so the second game is also short, but the third one is supposed to be like a 10-hour, almost like survival horror style game. So I'm excited to dig into that. But yeah, the Metamorphosis Collection from Incubate Games.
So you ordered that from their website?
I did. Yeah. I pre-ordered it.
It reminds me of that move in Castlevania, Dark Metamorphosis, that Arlen
Yeah.
Card does. So cool, man. Okay. Heck
Yep.
yeah.
It's badass, dude.
That's it for me.
That's it. Okay. Good stuff. Joe.
So
You got some good stuff, man.
I got a lot of stuff. I think I maybe will exclude my stack of crappy movies. We'll see.
Do you have that one I sent you? Oh, you got from Jason? Is that in
Yeah,
this
yeah.
video? Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I
do. I
got
don't know if I
good
missed
stuff.
out on it.
I got good stuff. So the first thing I got, it's funny that you mentioned that. RNG Gamer reminded me to pick this up. So I have like most shmups available on the Switch, but this is like a Japanese exclusive. It's called like Pango Plus, and
That looks cool.
It's like got some random ass games on it, but it has a couple like shoot 'em up style games on it as well. See the shmup skill test and Combat Zeal. They're both like kind of like shoot 'em up games, and like this is just gonna be really random and rare and obscure someday. So if like people are trying to buy like all the shmups on the Switch, this would be a weird one. It's called like Pango Plus or something. I don't know. You see that? That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Pango, I don't know. That's what that one is. And then I got Burger Time Party. And they reprinted it.
Yeah, they did reprint it. It was good.
I heard you and Sean making fun of it on the show, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. I love Burger Time. I ordered that shit immediately.
Nice, dude.
I've told you, I've been obsessed with Atari games for like the last year, and I've been playing tons of Burger Time. Although that game is insanely difficult. It is so hard, the original Burger Time. I don't know.
I mean, they know where you're at all times, dude. They're always coming for you. There's no rest. You have to like, dude.
Yeah, man. You get like fucking 2 salts. I'm like, what the hell is this? Is there extra salt at least? Anyway, this is like Burger Time.
I find Burger Time's one game that a lot of gamers rate as the best game of all time. Like, there's a lot of people that love Burger Time.
It's awesome. I love Burger Time. That's why I picked this up. This is a Burger Time party. So now my friends come over. We can have a Burger Time party together. And it's like basically like a party game version of Burger Time. Kind of looks fun. But I'm trying to get like, there's a lot of like old Atari games that got new versions on the Switch, and I'm trying to get like all of those. So I also picked up Ever After Falls. It's probably not most people's cup of tea. It's like a farming sim game, but it only got released in China or whatever. I believe that's China, right?
Yeah. Or Hong Kong.
So it doesn't have like a Japanese release or anything else. It's just China. So I thought that was kind of
possibly Taiwan.
Taiwan? Oh, maybe it is Taiwan. You might be right. I don't know. Don't be mad at me if somebody. If I don't know.
They're getting canceled.
Yeah, whatever. I know. Those exactly the same things. No, I'm just kidding.
We just confirmed China and Taiwan are different things. We're getting canceled.
Isn't Taiwan part of China legally under the crown? I'm just kidding. I don't fucking want to. It's like a farming sim. That's all it is. My girlfriend likes these games, so I picked it up. I picked up Advanced Wars 1 and 2.
Dude, I need to grab that, man.
Yeah, it was on sale for like $30, which is pretty cheap for a Switch game, so I grabbed it. And yeah, I love these games. I played them before, and I will play them again. Except I'll play them on the Switch, and they'll be cool looking. The thing about like these games is like the first few levels is like a really long tutorial, so it takes like forever to.
But once you get past it, though, man, that game really just takes off.
Yep. I finally picked up Nintendo Sports. Finally.
What?
This was on sale on Woot. Don't hit that button. And it was really cheap. It was like 30 or less, something like that, right around there. And on the thing, it said like, it was one of those ones where it's like, we can't guarantee you're going to get the ESRB version. It might be PAL or whatever. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. I don't really care. And it actually was the ESRB version I got.
I can't believe they told that to you. Like, usually they sell what's listed. But.
Yep. And it's actually I was impressed because it's in really good shape. Usually I would expect to get a cardboard box for a game that came out a long time ago not to be in good shape. Mm-hmm. This is good. It's pretty clean.
Excellent.
And I'm looking forward to playing it. I it's not Wii Sports, but I'm going to enjoy it. So I picked up Volume 1 and Volume 2, the Neo Geo collections.
I thought about that, but I passed. Dang, those look
so
cool.
I feel like these are going to come to the West at some point.
Right.
Because Evercade announced they were doing some sort of partnership with Neo Geo, and I feel like they're just going to release a lot of these same games through
Right.
that, and then maybe Limited Run's going to do a version or something. But I didn't really care because these all have English, and you know, it's
The artwork looks amazing.
it sure does. And this is the type of thing that honestly, like, I love getting on the Switch right now because I've like earlier I was like, the Switch is kind of getting old. It struggles. Can't really, play the new game. It can play these. Hell yeah, it can play these real good. So I'm like, I'm pretty.
Joe, they were very careful mixing up those games to make people get both versions of them.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice, like certain games are on certain volumes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
what the hell?
Like a metal slug on each one.
Yeah.
It makes sense
Put
though.
like one
because-
King of Fighters on each one or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, these collections are dope. So and for some reason these don't get released in the West and these end up being the only versions, these will be wicked sought after at some point. And I also have the Neo Geo Pocket collection. So I'm I have OCD. I just want all the things. And they announced Volume 3 and Volume 4 is available as well right now.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Those are up for pre-order. I don't think they're actually out yet, but you can pre-order them. And then I finally got, thanks to Reggie, my man, the IGS Classic Arcade Collection, dude. As soon as you showed this off and you were like, Demon Front is on that, I was like, what? I like couldn't believe it. I didn't that's never gotten a physical release. Like,
because Jason talked about that game on his channel before, and I was like, dude, like finally it's got a physical release now, along with the martial arts masters as well. So definitely a great collection to have. Like, Matt, do you have this?
I don't.
It's basically Metal Slug, that game, Demon Front.
Nice.
So,
Very
but it's
cool,
also
very
got a
cool.
lot of like fun little beat 'em ups on them and stuff as well. Knights of Valor 1 and 2.
Definitely worth adding to your Switch collection if you want to
hell yeah.
pull up.
And this is like I get so happy when obscure arcade games get a physical release.
Yeah.
That is the worst preserved area of gaming in the world. And the reason I know that is because like all the time I'm like, what the fuck's this game? I've never heard of this. What is this? It's like you could spend thousands of hours just playing weird arcade games that you don't even know about, like that never got released. So I love that being preserved, and I love that Evercade's doing that too. Like they're taking a lot of those games and doing a little arcade collections and stuff. That's so sick, dude. Huge fan of that. All right, I'm gonna my PlayStation stuff. So I got X Out Resurfaced from In Games.
I didn't know that was a sequel to the X game.
What's that?
I didn't know that was a sequel to the X2 game I own, because I own X2 on the PS1.
Is this a sequel?
Yeah, so it's a spiritual sequel to those games. I found out the first one came out on the Amiga years ago.
Yeah, the Amiga. Yeah.
And then the second one came out on PS1,
Which is an insanely good game.
Yeah.
It's a really good shmup. I was thinking about picking that up, but I got to find a good Japanese copy, and they're kind of pricey.
I was hoping that copy would get an English release, but we'll see what happens. I just purchase on Amazon.
Well, there's a European version, but I don't want to deal with the Hertz crap.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it's a 2D side-scrolling shmup, shoot 'em up type game. It's based off like our old Amiga PC game type play, so it's interesting. And you can get it directly from the NN website, which is weird because normally it would be through Strictly Limited, but they didn't do this version. Came on the NN website. And there's also a deluxe edition too, which is a little more expensive, but I don't want to take up any space. I want like skinny things. This took forever to show up, but it finally did. I got my Trails of PS4 version, bro.
They sold out on me. I'm getting my copy sometime in April. They said it the latest. I'm like, what the heck? Yeah. But that version is going to be the rarest. I kept telling people.
Oh yeah.
So,
I literally pre-ordered this like the day I could pre-order it, and it still got delayed for.
It still got delayed. Yep.
Yeah, I just got it literally like yesterday or the day before, and the PS5 copy came out like what, a month and a half ago, something at least. Yeah. Like I remember everybody was getting it, everybody played it, reviewed it, and I'm just like, okay, that's cool.
But I have the PS5 upgrade, which is nice. You know what I mean? Like all of them so you can play on PS5 and play the upgraded version.
Yeah, and I literally have every Trails game available on the PS4. So I just want to keep that going. But what's going to suck is that the remake of the first one.
Will only
They'll
be
put that on PS5 only, and I'll be like, no. So part 1 is the only one that's not on. You suck. That's totally gonna happen.
And PS4 and 5
100%
is like the same thing, kind of. I don't mind sitting the games next to each other.
I got the Plucky Squire. I beat this game.
That game looks awesome.
This is super fun. I really enjoyed it. The only thing I was a little disappointed in is that this type of game I would 100% expect to be complete on disc, and it's not. Like
that's
it's
weird.
got a day one patch. It had like a 12 gigabyte patch that you. Now, I don't know if you had to download it, but it was a day one patch. And the developer was online like, hey, make sure if you get your game that you update your game because the build on the disc is over a year old and we've done a blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, okay, cool, dude. So it's as a physical version, I'm not that happy with this. And also, just so you know, after those 2 updates, it still crashed on me twice. I was like, oh, great job. You're going to update it a few more times, motherfuckers. But the game itself is awesome. 100% super fun. It's an easy game. It'll be a really good game to play with a kid. Yeah, the kid. It's like got a storybook feel to it, and it's fun. It's not hard at all. The puzzles are like mildly thought-provoking for like a minute. But yeah, it's fun.
It's disappointing though. A really good game can be ruined by it crashing 3 or 4 times during the playthrough.
Twice for me.
During like a gaming session.
Wasn't the end of the world. It's it does auto save. I didn't lose like 1,000 hours or whatever, but I don't know. I would buy it digitally personally, and then wait for a fixed version, which is kind of like what I feel about all new games. It's like
it's what we talked about. Like the version that's on the disc is like a lot of times it's unplayable. So that's why that day one patch they always want you to download that first before you do anything. It's like, oh, what's the point of physical media if you can't get the fixed version on the disc?
I don't understand why they have to print them a year ahead of time either.
Scheduling, they have that.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, can't they just freaking send over the updated version?
It's because they don't want to hold the stock and wait. They want the money.
Just some logistical reason. I don't know, but it's stupid. I hate it. I don't care if it's. I don't give a shit. I hate it.
Real quick, while we're on this subject, I want to go on a quick tangent. So one cool thing about the mod Retrochromatic is they're going to have software. So there's software where you can update the console, but they're going to have the ability for the games they published. The carts are flashable. So if the developer updates the game, you can flash the update onto the physical cartridge.
It's amazing.
Good.
I love it. That's literally a dream come true.
Yep.
Imagine if the new Switch did that.
Dude.
Oh my
fantastic.
God.
Yeah.
Dude, seriously, that would be like life-changing. That's really cool, man. That's a cool feature. You know what they do for PlayStation? Nothing. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Nothing. Eat shit. They go.
It's
They
a
go.
good point. Though.
They go. Why do you care?
What? Why can't that be a thing?
Why do you care that the physical product you own is broken? I don't understand. So anyway, Red Art Games had a sale where if you bought 2 or more RAG indies, they gave you free shipping. So I grabbed some of their RAG indie games because surprise, surprise, they got shmups. Oh my
Nice,
God.
dude.
But this is like a twin stick shooter. This one, Gravitators. It's Gravity Potatoes. No, I'm just kidding. It's just you're like these little. It's a twin stick shooter. You fly through space and you blow shit up. What else do you need to know? Repel a relentless alien force, travel the galaxy, and deliver payloads to secure the future of mankind. I deliver payloads all the time. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
Constantly. I just did actually. Anyway, Red Raptor. It is a simple looking shmup. I do not think this is going to be the best shmup I've ever played, but it looks fun. You're a little ship and you pew 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 and you dodge bullets, and that's probably enough for me. And then this is almost my floor.
Yeah, I got that one. That one's pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks neat. It's like a creepy horror themed game. Kind of reminds me of the Coma in the way.
Yeah, like you're in this apartment building with all these crazy tenants. It's like, dude, like what the heck? But it's cool.
Yeah, and it's these are super cheap games. They're like $19.99. So I think I got like all 3 of these shipped for $50, 50 something.
Wow,
$59.96 some shit. Yeah, not bad. Shmups and horror, not a bad thing to pick up for $20, just in case.
Yeah.
This one I'm super freaking happy that I got a PS4 version. I got this game Silt from Pixel Love.
Yeah, that one's cool.
Yeah, it's like a creepy underwater exploration game. It's all like grayscale.
You have the PS4 version too. Nice.
Yeah, dude, I was shocked that it existed. You can only get it from Pixel Love, directly from Pixel Love. I didn't see the PS4 version anywhere else. I think you get the PS5 version.
Yeah, the PS4 Switch version and collector's edition, but some of them aren't out yet. But I think that's the first version to come out from them. So yeah.
So yeah, this one's cool. Silt. I don't know if I'd call it a horror game, but it's one of them creepy ones.
It's hard and creepy because you're underwater and you're seeing all these underwater like mythical beasts and animals and stuff. Like it's just crazy.
It looks neat. I finally broke down to buy this. I'm probably gonna play this,
dude. Nice. I didn't know that got a physical release on PS5. That game is awesome. It's hilarious too.
It's on Amazon too.
Really?
Yeah, you can buy it off Amazon. Run store.
Shit, I might buy that right now. Yeah. That game's amazing. I loved it.
So a lot of people are like they don't like Rick and Morty or whatever, but I do. I like Rick and Morty. I think they're funny.
Love that game, dude. The humor in that game is freaking. It's insane. But it's just a fun game too. It's a really fun game.
That's what I've heard. It's like it's fun. And so a lot of people said that the guns talk to you and that can be annoying after a while, but I'm pretty sure you can like lower their chatter rate.
I thought it was hilarious, but dude, it's kind of like it's kind of a Metroidvania.
Yeah, it's it's procedurally generated, right? It's kind of like
no, it's not. It's all.
Oh, it isn't.
Yeah, it's all a crafted world that you explore, but you get. There's parts of the world and upgrades and stuff that you can't get until you get certain abilities, just like so it's kind of got like it's like a first person shooter adventure Metroidvania. It's badass. Cool. It's really good.
And the graphics look really good.
Oh yeah.
It's another thing. It looks gorgeous. Like it was one of those games where I'm like, I bet that looks really nice on PS5.
Also, there's 3 live action movies, old classic live action movies that you can watch in the game on a TV screen in the game.
That's cool.
All right, so this next one is like kind of special because this actually Reggie helped me get this, and this came from Metal Jesus's collection. And it's like one of the like holy grail things I've been after. Like there's like 3 technically 4 PS4 games that I need that are fucking expensive. And this was up in my mind, like was expensive. And if you look, I have like this nice, beautiful collection of all of these East Asia Shops games, but I didn't have this one. And you can get it cheaper in other ways, but this version is just impossible to get. And so he hooked me up, and I got finally the Coma Recut Limited Edition.
Nice.
And what's pretty neat about it is that it's not like your regular copy; it's like a promo copy.
Yeah, it's not numbered, so yeah,
not numbered,
which is cool.
Doesn't have any numbers or anything, so which is pretty cool. So it is kind of rare. And I think it's cool that it came from Jason's collection. So that's neat. And
that's a good survival horror game.
Heavy as hell. So yeah, so it's a survival horror game. It's like a 2D side-scrolling one where you're trapped in a school and your teacher's trying to murder you.
Yeah, your sexy teacher's trying to murder you.
Your hot teacher.
She's stalking you like a Nemesis does or Mr. X does in Resident Evil 2. So you can't just randomly just stand around. Like you'll hear her footsteps. You have to hide or whatever like that. So it's tense like Clock Tower. That's another good comparison. It did come out for Switch in America, and that's on Amazon. But I think the sequel came out from Limited Run, and so
it's got a bunch of weird versions. It's got this version, and then the Switch got a standalone version.
Yeah,
and then in Asia they got a combo pack with the first game and the second game, and then recently out of nowhere, Game Fairy released a collector's edition of 1 and 2 on the Switch. Out of nowhere, like it is so random. Like these games have been out for a wicked long time, and Game Theory hasn't released anything in like forever. And then all of a sudden they're like, "We got the Coma." What?
That was one of the first Play Asia games, right? It was like it in the
first ones that got like a lot of popularity. I think the first Play Asia one was that blue something that shoot 'em up game. But
Blue, yeah, I've got that too.
It's that got a sequel out on the PS4 and Switch. Is called a Coma 2B, or something like that. I was playing it the other day.
Uncut or recut or?
No, it's just a digital one, the one I'm talking about. But they released a new game, and it's like it takes place in the same timeline as part 2. You're just playing as another character. It's pretty creepy and scary, but I think they might make that as a physical next.
That would be sick. So they're fun games. They're short though. You know, they're not crazy. This version is kind of expensive, so I would only recommend this version if you're collecting or right. You know, if you just want to play the game, I would get the Switch copy or something like that, or digital.
Yep.
All right, so this last game. Well, I have 2 more things, but this is the last game. This was, like I said, I've been trying to get this one for a while now, like a couple months, and it was really hard to come by, and that is Distrust on the PS4. I got it, Reggie.
I know, man. You're talking about it. I remember.
Dude, so what triggered all of this is, you guys know The Thing Remastered got announced. And I was like, oh, you know what? There was a game on the PS4 that's kind of like The Thing. And I remember Reggie made a video about it. And I went and looked it up. And there's, this is it. Distrust. Reggie has a video. You should check it out. And I was like, I'm going to get that game. And then I looked, and there were like none on eBay. None. Gone. Amazon, gone. Everywhere, gone. Gone. Nowhere to find. I can't find this fucking game. And I'm like, God damn it. And so then literally like a week later, Niccolo, who's been on the show, our Italian collector, our Italian friend, he posted on Facebook. He's like, hey, I just got this game and it's like really getting hard to find over here. I'm just letting you know, like, this game is like I'm not seeing it anymore. It's sold out in the shops. Like, it's like getting hard to find. And I was like, fuck. So I know what that means. That means it's about to become impossible to find. And so I just waited and I waited and I waited. And then like one copy showed up on eBay and it was like all damaged and like crappy water damaged, and then they were asking too much for it. I was like, screw that. And so I waited and I waited and waited. And finally this one popped up for auction. And this was literally one of those like 2 a.m. I scored it, sniped it like the last minute. And I got this for $48 sealed. And I'm wicked excited because that is never going to be that cheap again. So that's this game, Distrust. Pretty
it's made by that company that really like they got exiled in a way. Badland Games, that's one of their releases. So Badland Games, every game they publish is probably going to become somewhat rare and obscure now, after what happened with them.
It looks like a decent game. It's more like survival oriented than horror, but it is like a spooky horror setting. And
there's a invisible monster that's after you, and you have to like make sure your people are smart enough to like stay away from it, be in the house, stay warm, eat food, fix things so the monster can't come after you. Make sure you're not possessed. It's got some stuff to it. It's a pretty solid game.
Yeah, it looks fun. It's like I said, I don't want to cause like a weird frenzy over some stupid game, but I just think that's going to be a hard one to get.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially sealed. All right, so this is my best pickup by far. I was very happy about. I've talked about this in the show before, and these things usually go for like $100 to $150 in the condition that I got, and I got this thing for $50. And I'm pretty pleased about it. I got the PlayStation Magazine #1.
Nice, dude.
Nice.
I'm so pleased. And it's got the sticker inside of it with it. And so like you can find this with no sticker for like $80 normally. You know what I mean? But if you want it in good shape with the sticker, this is like usually $100, $150 to get this. At least that's what they're asking for eBay prices. Conventions maybe is cheaper. I don't know. But this is definitely not normally $50. And the dude put it up and I bought it instantaneously. Like I saw it and I was just like insta buy, like no questions asked. And it's really good shape. And it's like the newsstand edition. Doesn't have anybody's name on it, which is like, that's what I love. So it's super clean. Got the sticker, issue #1.
So that's been opened before, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because I remember that book, like in the back of it, there's like an advertisement kind of like for Parappa the Rapper and Resident Evil 2. And like, it's actually like a comic where Parappa the Rapper is trying to teach the zombie how to do like the rap or whatever like that. And the zombie starts biting on him, which is like hilarious, like art and everything. But that's what I remember out of that book exclusively because of that scene. That artist did a hell of a good job drawing Parappa and the zombie together. But I felt that magazine was always better than the official magazine. But the official magazine I liked so much because it came with a demo disc. Like you just could not beat the demo that came with it. But that magazine, the unofficial, was actually a better book.
Yeah, and there's only like, I don't know, 10 more I need, something like that.
Got a complete set. Heck yeah, man. That's nostalgia right there.
It's nice to knock out the big hitters, you know.
Yeah, so you could go, I don't know. There's like the original ones where they only covered PS1 and PS2 for a while, and then they did start like PS3, and I don't really consider the PS3 ones, like, you could tell it's different. Like I just want all the ones with these nice hand-drawn art.
Yeah.
You could tell that later on they started using computer art. I don't know. It's not the same.
cheap.
It doesn't have the same soul.
They fired their artists.
Yeah, the hand-drawn art. That's the reason I love these is the drawings.
So cool.
Yeah, and I like my favorite thing to read is the predictions too. They always crack me up. Like, that just makes me laugh. They're like, "You think this new Devil May Cry game is gonna be good?" I'm like, "Yeah." Turned out it was all right. They made 5. Turned out all right. You know, like the predictions make me laugh.
Hey,
they'll
Matt,
just say something wrong. Like they'll be like, "Zelda's gonna flop. This, it's gonna be terrible." I'm like, "Oh, really?"
You're good. There's one game I want to make sure Matt adds to his collection before we start getting ready to head out here. Matt, do you have this game? This is Rogue Flight for PS5.
No, I don't. What kind of game is it?
It's like Afterburner mixed with Star Fox.
Dude, that sounds badass.
So RNG Gamer, I told him about it. He finally got his copy of it. But man, this game is freaking amazing, dude. Like, I got to talk to the guy who created it. He's a big game guy. He worked at GameStop, told me a bunch of stories. But he wanted to put something epic together. And so if you like Afterburner, man, oh my God, this game is amazing. So just to show you a little bit of a gameplay here. This is the first level. And dude, like, the girl, it shows her face because she's a pilot. Everywhere you move your directional pad, she moves her head. So it's a good way to kind of test your game and see if your controller's working or whatever like that. But dude, this game blew me away. It's such fast action. It's like, I mean, Star Fox, nobody's really made a game like Star Fox since Star Fox. So this comes close to it, but obviously it's mixed with a little bit of Afterburner. You got to pick this up, man. It only got
that looks awesome.
Yeah, dude. And this gameplay is not even complimenting it. Like, this is just the first level. But
this is the first level, yeah.
This level right here.
Are there boss fights?
Oh, heck yeah. The boss fights are intense. Like, the boss in this level, like, took me a while to get past it. Like, I did a live stream, like, when I first beat it, and I went crazy because I was so happy that I finally got him. But, nice. Yeah, and you can play in first-person view mode here, as you can see here.
Nice.
Man, it is amazing. And it's a $30 game. I believe it's still on Amazon right now because they got it restocked. So that's the best way to get it.
What's it called again?
It's called Rogue Flight.
Rogue Flight.
Yeah, RNG Gamer's going to do a video on it in his next pickups, I believe, coming up soon. So, because as soon as I found out about the game, I had to tell everybody about it. And I think, Joe, did you know about it before me, or did I tell you about it, or did you tell me about it? I can't remember. I think Sean told me.
I ordered this off of Play Asia like the moment it was announced.
So
and
you were in the
Sean was like, "You gotta check out this game," and I'm like, "Dude, I'm waiting.
Already
for it to come in the mail."
This boss right here is intense, dude. I was like, "Man, you got to shoot the freaking like jets
it's nice.
out."
It comes with the postcard.
Yeah, it looks like it's got a manual or something.
It's got a manual, postcard. It's got all that good
it's
stuff.
It's like
man.
an art book thingy.
Oh shit! There's only one left in stock.
Dude, yeah, because everybody's been like, I put a post where I linked it. Hey, pick up your copy of the game here or whatever like that. So. This boss right here was intense, dude. I was so happy when I beat it, though. But it's a fun game. Multiple endings, too. It also has a retro mode you can unlock where the game plays everything in retro, like some of the graphics, the music is all retro. It's like
wild.
That's the kind of stuff that would be DLC in today's game. But the creator said, man, I don't want any of that. I want to make my game a complete product. And that's what he put out with this one. So that is a must-have, brother. If you buy anything on this that we talked about today, make sure you get Rogue Flight.
I just snagged it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Good. Did you get your copy from Amazon Global?
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
Good. That's where I got mine. So perfect. So you'll get yours pretty soon here. So yeah.
That's awesome.
The artwork is so good.
The music.
Dude, I've been obsessed with like 90s anime, old school anime, and it's just like that game hits me in the right spot.
Nice.
I almost got a platinum on it, so I need to finish that actually.
I just picked up. I didn't want to show off my movies, but I did just get Gungrave, the complete series too.
Nice.
I'm excited about that. Speaking of old anime, my collection of bad superhero movies.
You saw my post the other day, man. I didn't know some anime Blu-ray goes for a lot of money, like that, like the regular Lotus store I posted. I was like, dude, I had no idea. I bought it for $22, and now it's going for people are asking $200 for it.
So my wife has so my wife's cousin's dad, he had like a massive anime collection, and he moved from Baltimore to Tennessee, and he decided to trim down his collection. So what he did is he made a deal with us. He wanted to sell it, so he provided what he wanted to sell from his collection to us for us to sell for him, and we got a cut, and then he got a cut. And some of the anime Blu-ray that we sold for him were like hundreds of dollars. Mm-hmm. It was insane.
Yep. As soon as it goes out of print.
Yeah, because it literally, you never know if it ever go back in print again. So people are like, nope, let me get this now. So yeah.
Dude, that happened with Ninja Scroll. I was talking about that on the show. Like Ninja Scroll was like impossible to find. And like a Blu-ray was going for like $100 online. It was insane. Now it got reprinted at $17 on Amazon if you guys want to get it.
Nice.
Now is the time. That movie is amazing. Ninja Scroll is my favorite anime, so it could happen again. But yeah, that's the thing. It's just you just don't know if it's gonna ever come out.
Yeah.
And they don't seem to get a lot of 4K releases. Anime, I only really see Blu-ray. So
I mean, everybody's open for Ninja Scroll 2 to come out. Promo for it on YouTube with how it would look with the animation. But I think that'd be the next big thing for Ninja Scroll. If Part 2 finally comes out, that'd be nice.
That'd be insane. But you couldn't make a movie like that. Like early 90s anime is so violent and so inappropriate, and boobs everywhere, and friggin' vaginas with teeth and shit. Like it's crazy. It's so crazy. Like that's like one of the big reasons that I want to collect it as physical media, because it's so inappropriate that like that shit will never be on streaming, like on a mainstream, like maybe on an anime network thing, Crunchyroll, whatever the fuck that shit is. I don't know. But it's definitely not going to be on Netflix. It's not going to be on Apple.
No.
No, this is not. Like Devilman, that ain't going to be on nothing. There's a lot of movies that are just, and it's also makes me like wonder, like, man, I watched a lot of fucked up shit when I was a kid, man. Like it was like I really did like watched a lot of messed up stuff.
Me too.
And then like nowadays, I'm like, I feel like people are missing that in their life. I'm like, you're offended by something? How? Right. And I remember I used to watch stuff like that, and I'm like, oh, that's why it's impossible to offend me, because I've seen such disturbing things that like everything else is like, oh, that's not that bad. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. I grew up in that era. I know.
Yeah, dude, I was the best.
I think I was first introduced to like animation, Japan. Well, they called it Japanimation back in the day.
Japanimation,
Fist of the North Star, the movie, man. I remember seeing that, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was like, dude, this is amazing.
Hell yeah, dude. I mean, I started off with Akira, like most people probably.
Classic.
I still have not seen it, man. I need to watch Akira all the way through.
What?
I know. I seen Steam Boy though, but I just have not watched Akira.
That's all right. See, I can't talk shit because there's probably a million movies that people will be mad at me for not have seen, which I'm trying to remedy. Like I've never seen Gungrave. I'm trying to get these old anime series and watch them because I'm like, yeah, I feel obligated to, and they're good. They're really good. So, well, we're at the 2 hour and 40 minute mark. It's pretty good.
We went over.
Yeah, we always do. We start late, we go late, and it is what it is. So Retro Wolf, we got anything else coming up? You got Seg coming up? Anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah. So I've got a video coming out Sunday. I've never done a video like this before in the 6 years that I've been doing YouTube. Totally different than anything I've ever done. So basically, I mean, as you can see, my game room, I remade my game room. I completely redid the entire thing from scratch. Every wall, everything from scratch. So the video coming out this Sunday is basically a game room makeover video where I show everything I did from start to finish, the whole process, what my thinking was and why I decided to do certain things. And you get to see the before and after. And it's just I think it's a really cool video that turned out really well. So I think you guys would enjoy that. It's different.
Okay. Cool.
Definitely check it out. I'm looking forward to it. The room looks great, by the way. Looks
Thanks,
really
man.
nice.
I'm pretty happy with it. Months of work.
I had to do
Off and on.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Reggie, you got anything coming up? You going anywhere?
I mean, I was going to put out a video today, but I just got lazy. I was watching this documentary called Devil in the House or something like that. It's about this woman who, I guess she abused her family or whatever like that. And I just, after watching that, I was like, I'm not doing nothing today. So, like, dude, I was just so drained. Upcoming tomorrow, possibly, I'll have a Dreamcast reproduction video coming out with some games that came out on Dreamcast. Like, not reproduction, but more of English translations that are released on Saturn and Dreamcast tomorrow. I have an unboxing of Blazing Rangers, which I was supposed to have out today. I'll probably do that Saturday or maybe Monday, and I might have another pickups videos on Sunday. So got to get those knocked out because I have so many pickups I just haven't even shown. I just want to get them all out of the way. So
and then isn't Game On coming up in the first week of April?
Game On is coming up, man. Me and Jason were talking about it today. We're going to that. He's excited. I got to prepare for that because I'm gonna take some stuff down there to sell. That I don't want. I was digging through my 360 collection, some shoot 'em up, so I'm gonna take down there and see if I can sell them. And,
the lineup is stacked this year, so
Tony Hawk, Angry Video Game Nerd is gonna be there. So
Nice.
There's a lot of really cool people going, so definitely check it out if you guys are in the area. Figsy, are you there, or did you leave?
Yeah, I'm here.
Didn't you do a video recently too about pickups? And you pick up a whole bunch of stuff?
No, I did a live stream, but if you change the title of the live stream on OBS, it changes it on Twitch. But if you do that for YouTube, it doesn't. So it used my previous title, which was a bunch of pickups. So I just
I saw you post the video. It was like 200 games. I was like, holy shit!
I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna get the complete wrong audience. But I'm now streaming on YouTube, and yeah, it's good fun.
Very cool. And I got nothing coming up. The only thing I got coming up is if you guys like and subscribe to my channel and I get to 250 subs, I'm going to live stream a playthrough of Dustborn.
Wow.
So let's go.
He wants to, guys. He really wants to.
I
dude,
do.
If you could get through that game, wow.
I didn't say I'd finish the game. I just say I would play through it.
A lot of rebellion in that game, right?
Bro, it's going to be me fighting against the patriarchy.
There you go.
And all the other horrible things that ever happened in this world.
That's what I got addicted to recently.
That's a good one.
Wow.
Nice.
It's a great game. Super addicting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've done quite a few updates to that game too to make it pretty. There was something wicked funny. I can't remember they added. That game is funny. Like you start your own cult, and you can like kill people and betray people, and
It's crazy.
it is fun. Sacrifice people.
Mm-hmm.
Very good stuff. But 250 subs, guys. Get us there. We'll do some Dustborn. I don't know. I feel like that's more of a threat than an enticing offer. But it is what it is. But yeah, that was a really awesome show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad everybody enjoyed it. I hope everybody has a great rest of your night. Thanks, everybody.
Have a good
Take it
night.
easy.
You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation Collecting Center. Come on, won't you stay with me? Welcome to the show. Gather around the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Gonna talk to Gams, only got the fans. Gonna put their knowledge to the test. Gonna laugh and eat, gonna live the dream. Gonna show you